Monetize this. Out of nowhere. Throw down.
It's JCS, and everybody know we the best, and everybody loves Joe Cronin. That's why we all love the tune, and everybody loves out of nowhere. Monetize this, bitch is in the air. Run SmackDown reviews, so don't you fear. So tune in every night right here. Yeah, yeah. You know it's Cronin, tell them that we own it. On almost every night, bitch, we got the potion. Laying back in my whip, puffing straight coasting. Turn on the app, it's live, Joe Cronin. Raw reviews, don't forget SmackDown too. He's on Twitch, on Twitter, and YouTube. So if you want a dose, homie, of the real shit, tune in right now for some heel shit. It's JCS, and everybody know we the best, and everybody loves Joe Cronin. That's why we all love the tune, and everybody loves out of nowhere. Monetize this, bitch is in the air. Run SmackDown reviews, so don't you fear. So tune in every night right here. Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's JCS.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Raw Review for December 3rd, 2018. This was a weird episode of Raw to me. I don't know what it was. It wasn't, you know, I saw some people saying that this was as bad as last week. I didn't agree with that. I did not agree that it was as bad as last week. It wasn't very good, but there were some things I liked about this. So I want to get to start with those, because I always think it's important to kind of look at the positives first, because there's not a lot of them, so it's probably easier to look at the positives of this garbage first. Dean Ambrose coming out trying to do his best Marty Scurll Bane impression, you know, it's a bunch of shit. So we'll figure it out, man. But I'm going to assume I heard some things about Raw tonight that just didn't come to fruition tonight, but that's, you know, good, whatever. At least we didn't talk about it, you know, at least we didn't say these things, you know, because then we didn't have to listen to it coming, you know, be like, oh, you know, we fucked that up, we messed up this message, we messed up that rumor. I mean, there really wasn't any of that. I mean, we found out, I mean, to me, Baron Corbin is fucking ridiculous. He is awful, man. His acting is so bad. Baron Corbin's acting is so garbage that, you know, I just can't believe how he's just so bad. Here's a referee shirt. I don't know, he's so goofy. He drives me nuts, man. Baron Corbin, he's trying. He's better than he was, but it's just like, you know, this guy was supposed to be like a football player or something, and then he's like, oh, let me go to NXT, the training center, and they'll teach me how to wrestle. I didn't watch wrestling when I grew up, and I don't give a shit about any of you, but, no. Like, you can so tell, man. It's like this guy's being given scripts like he's an actor, and it's like, no, he's a football player that didn't work out. And then he went to NXT, and then they taught him how to wrestle all of a sudden, you know? I mean, dude, I was backyard wrestling when I was like 10, 8, in the whatever, 14. Then I went to wrestling school, and then it's like, then you go do all these other things, and people wrestle around. This guy just waltzed into NXT like, yo, what's up? I look good. I was supposed to be a football player, but that didn't work out, so now I'm going to try to do this. And it's just like, you can tell. You know, he's pretty decent, but it's like, you can tell a lot of these people. Like, even Alicia Fox. Like, listen, I actually like Alicia Fox now. I respect her. I really do like Alicia Fox. But she's one of those divas, you know what I mean, diva types. And one of the things about that is, like, you know, it's like they taught them, like, 6 moves. Like, here's a slam, here's a this. She executed a beautiful Northern Lights tonight. But it's like, they teach them those 8 moves, and then they go, all right, go out there now. This is wrestling. They have no idea about psychology and no idea about these other things. They're just serviceable foot soldiers that don't stand out whatsoever. And it was a weird episode of Raw tonight, because I will say that there were things I liked about tonight. Although I still found Raw boring, because I did fall asleep for 20 minutes at one point during it. But I caught most of it. Anyway, I'm surprised you're in the house, but fucking Jake DeMarco's here. What's up, Jake?
What's going on? Yeah, not a great showing again. I was really hoping that they would, seeing all the negative reactions and critic reviews, and, you know, just knowing how bad last week was, and admittedly so. I mean, they've even come out and certain people have said, yeah, last week was a travesty.
For a while, they were copying last week, it felt like.
Exactly. It's another, I hate saying it, copy and paste, but that's what it was. Most of the things were repeats, and a lot of tonight was video packages. I don't know if it was just me, but it felt like that took up at least a third of the show in its own right. It just, everything was a video package. They recapped Baron Corbin's rise to power.
Yeah.
The Dean Ambrose feud was recapped. Ronda's issues with Naya was recapped.
Right.
Drew McIntyre's, run so far, everything was recapped, and they had these long drawn out video packages that didn't even highlight the matches going into TLC. It was just pretty much most of them were about the play, the person themselves. And
right.
That's not what you want 2 weeks out from a pay-per-view.
Right. What the fuck are they doing, man?
So it just killed the pacing. The time was slow as hell. There was no real highlight match. I mean, the only thing that was a competent match was Drew and Dolph. And even that still, granted, it was the same thing we got from Dolph last week. There was no straying from the script at all. Literally, if you took Seth out and put Drew in, it was the same match from both angles. And that was just, I don't know. It just is overall very lacking. You can tell when Braun's not there that they just really throw everything out the window. They're relying on him way too heavily.
Dude, you can tell the hype is down for tonight. People tuned out and died tonight. I mean, I'm looking at you can even tell by my show right now, 911 watching. We normally start with 13, 14, 15. People, you can tell, man, that people just tapped the fuck out after last week. You know what I mean? They were like, I'm out of this bullshit. But let me play this donation here and see if this is working.
Shit bomb.
One thing you can't say about Ronda, she is not fully full-time as a wrestler. She kept her word, and with the exception of putting the strap on her too soon. But Raw was shit like always. Lashley likes it up his ass. Revival buried again, and Darth Ambrose.
Yeah, Revival's dead, man. Becky's Placenta. Thank you for the $5 and for donating $5, becoming a $5 shit bum. If you guys want to donate tonight to the show, the link is down below in the Twitch alerts in the description. All the donation amounts are listed way at the bottom. You can have fun, pick something out, have some cool shit. And if you want to tip me, feel free to do it. I'd love it after 3 hours of watching that shit and now doing this, because I feel like I wasted my life today. On top of all the house stuff with the calls and the proof of making money and the proof of this and that and the insurance claims and this claim and this approval and that offer and this offer, and just I did house shit I did paperwork and emailing and mailing and all this bullshit, and I even managed to stick in a State of the WWE a few hours ago. So if you missed that, make sure you watch it, because it's a pretty good episode, especially towards the end where I lose my fucking mind on Nikki Bella. If you didn't see the Nikki Bella thing, I'll actually play a clip of it for you, but you should watch my
It was entertaining, that's for sure.
And she's like, oh, someday I may see myself getting involved with a wrestler again. I don't give a fuck. Who gives a fuck? Someday I see myself cutting your pussy with a spoon. Shut the fuck up. Like, what the hell? Like, someday I see myself getting involved with a wrestler or a celebrity. Or whatever the fuck. I'm like, why is this news? Why are they reporting on this? What the fuck kind of news is this, dude? Yeah, someday I might stuff a pine cone up my ass and then decapitate myself in the backyard. All right?
You wonder why Ric Flair is still drinking,
This is garbage, man. Yeah. Woo! But let me start with some of the things I liked about tonight. I'm going to surprise some people. I'm going to surprise some of you fucking people tonight, I think. First of all, the show made me fall asleep, so that's never good. So that's
multiple times.
Well, at least 20 minutes I was out. Okay, so I kind of liked the Lashley Elias thing with Finn Balor assisting. I kind of thought that was kind of okay, and with Finn Balor assisting, I sort of like that. I like the theme of that tonight in a way. They did something kind of with like Finn going kind of like, you know what, fuck you guys, I'm going to go rogue, So I kind of like that. And I like that, Drew, I was listening to the crowd mostly, and I liked that Elias was getting cheered, and he was still trying to do his heel gimmick, like, you need to silence your phones and be quiet, but they're cheering that, of course. And, then Bobby Lashley gets just, like, tremendously booed. So the first thing in my head was like, all right, cool. Crowd is booing the heel. Crowd is cheering the face. That's something. That's good. That's good. So that part of it was okay to me. By the way, everything could be better. Everything I say that I think is like all right, it could have been way better. But I mean, we could do lots of better things. Ambrose gimmick finally making sense after all this. Like, I need shots, I need injections. You people are disgusting. I got to be honest with you guys. When the gas masks lined up, I was kind of starting to like be like, oh man, they really go. Is this gonna be stupid or what? But then when he came out there looking like fucking Bane / Marty Skrull with a mask on, I don't know why.
It was Darth Vader and Bane's autistic cousin. You know, dude, at first I was like,
I was actually laughing at it. Like, I'm telling you,
I was like, oh no, Finn Balor did it better. Don't know.
I don't know. I was laughing at it. I thought it was funny. Like, I was like, this is kind of funny. And then Ambrose went in the ring. And let's be honest, honestly, he cut one of his best promos in the WWE. I really think so. I mean, I don't know what else you guys thought. Normally, Dean bores me, but his promo tonight was much better than I'd seen. So, like, this was a step up for me. So when we were, like, rolling our eyes at him sticking a needle in his ass a couple weeks ago, whatever, and it was so stupid, this was better. The sirens going off during his fucking music was funny. I don't know.
Because at first with just the sirens going off and they brought out the guys with the gas masks, I honestly thought, I'm like, I wonder if this has something to do with Lars at first. I didn't think it was Dean right away.
Yeah, I thought maybe the same thing, but then I was like, oh, I get it. He's coming out with a fucking gas mask.
Then it made sense once you know, with him with the, you know, inoculations and all that, but...
I will say that was probably the best thing up until then. That had been the best thing that happened on Raw. The Dean Ambrose thing was the best thing that happened on Raw. I'd probably give it like a 6 out of 10 as far as entertainment wise. I was somewhat amused. 6 out of 10 for that. Everything before that was garbage. And then, Naya Jax cut some kind of different promo in the back too. She was like screaming at Charlie Caruso, like we were kind of hoping you were her partner. And then she screamed and like I think she broke the microphone.
Yeah, then Mike couldn't handle her, friggin' voice.
And I thought that was great. The only thing that I would have done better, differently, is I would have had Naya slap the microphone out of Caruso's hand. And that's the only thing extra that I would have added to that. But that was the best. That was the meanest Nia Jax had looked. And because Nia Jax, unfortunately, she's got this sexy kind of like big girl voice. She sounds like China kind of. And
yeah, that sultry kind of, it's kind of deep, but still has a bit of a pitch to it.
You want to see my ass? Like, it's just like so that's like a face voice. I think somebody said that recently too. I was listening to somebody saying that, and I had thought that, but I never really thought much of it. And then when somebody else said it, I was like, oh man, might have been either Dave Meltzer or Solomonster. It was one of the two. I heard a clip, and I was like, yeah, man, she just has this voice that's very nice. But tonight, it was almost like they listened to that too. It was almost like WWE heard whoever's podcast that was, whether that was Meltzer or Solomonster. I don't remember which one it was. It was almost like they were listening because they changed her a little bit tonight on that promo. And I kind of liked that. Her screaming and everything, like she actually seemed like a psycho. Or a little bit like one. So again, I would go like 5 out of 10, 6 out of 10, where normally Naya's a piss poor piece of shit. Like Naya's promo, what was Naya's promo last week on Raw? That thing was like a fucking 1 out of 10 or 2 out of 10 piece of garbage.
That went into the negatives, yeah.
That was horse shit last week. I mean, it was really bad last week. That thing tonight, though, I'd give that a 5 out of 10 or something. Like they did something with her. So
yeah, when she's more calm and trying to be like intimidating and threatening, it works better. Her screaming didn't come across great. That, breaking the microphone included, but when she's trying to be more threatening and menacing and seem, like, okay, I know she could really F me up here.
Yeah.
That works better for her. Problem is that it was too wordy for me. Like, it went on a bit too long, and it was definitely dragged out. It would have helped if it was a bit more concise. I feel like she didn't flub what she was saying, but it just didn't always, she didn't deliver it in the most believable of like ways. Her tone was good. I like the tone that she brought forward. I see what you're saying, and if she keeps with that like brooding, menacing act, it could, it's certainly an improvement compared to last week.
Yeah, that was like 3 or 4 points, I would think, better than last week at least. Like maybe because last week was so bad.
I think it just went on too long, and she needs to. The tone is good.
She looked
just
over.
Needs to, Yeah, the
You
facial
see her looking
expressions
over a
and
couple
whatnot.
times. She's like thinking of what to say. She did this like,
Yeah, it's still not in the realm of believability for me yet. So it needs a lot of work. Better than last week. I really, you know what I liked, which random enough, was the Maverick and Bobby Roode segment that they had. I like the idea that Drake Maverick would.
That was when I fell asleep. I missed that. I was
so
asleep.
Drake Maverick and Bobby Roode had to fight in a one-on-one match. So everyone's waiting to see what's going to happen here. You know, what's planned? How is it going to be unfair? You know, and what's the, you know, sneak attack going to be? And it starts off as a one-on-one match, and Bobby Roode's starting to, you know, beat up Drake Maverick, and he's getting some hits in, and then next thing you know, you see the cameras backstage, and they go ahead and you just see Gable getting completely destroyed by AOP. He's getting thrown into the, you know, the backstage walls, and they're tearing him apart, and Baron Corbin runs out as if he knew nothing about it and saying, "Oh, whoa, stop. So in his mind, the only way he can stop them from destroying Gable is by making the current match a 3-on-1 handicap. So he sends AOP out to help Drake Maverick, and it becomes a 3-on-1 attempt. And they go and they destroy Bobby Roode in very short fashion. So Drake actually goes ahead and gets the pin. So it was a, you know, little bit of comeuppance for him. He gets a bit of retribution for all the P jokes. And I like the idea that they didn't have to cheat in the ring necessarily right away. They allowed the backstage distraction to work and then turning it into a handicap match.
Right.
It was just something a little bit different, not what we usually get. Usually when they book these, you know, angles, it's very obvious. And I felt like this was a better way to handle it.
Wish I saw it. That's one of the only things I think I really missed tonight. I literally passed out right around that time.
Yeah, because right after that was when Dean came out with his, you know, air raid siren.
I actually got a
club edition of his theme.
Lee actually got me a coffee maker for Christmas, but they delivered it to the house, and they deliver it in the like with no box, so it's the coffee box.
They did that for Christmas for Danny one year, and I was like,
they do it.
We got you something.
They did it with Light Bright and a couple other things. I was like, oh, what the fuck, dude? But the thing about it is, the kids brought it in like, hey, you got a coffee machine, and Leah was like, well, that was one of your Christmas gifts. And it's like, you know, $20.
I figured they would know it's Christmas time. You have stuff being delivered. It doesn't take much to even do like a simple, you know, the brown wrapping paper.
Yeah,
with a label on the outside.
Fucking idiot sends the box like here's.
They send the box
machine.
with just a sticker on it, and it's like, everything else, Amazon's, when they ship you something, I literally got an SD card that came in a cardboard box that was as big as my friggin' head.
Hey,
you know,
like, this is a waste of paper and shit. Like, and then this thing comes in.
A simple flat little SD card took up no room at all in a huge cardboard box, the width of my head. And I'm like, why? What is the practicality in this? But things you need in boxes, they just slap a label on. I
made the coffee around that time. Is my point of the whole thing, because you know the goddamn Keurig fucking, it just keeps clogging up, and I'm like, why does this thing keep clogging up? You know, it's a piece of shit. So I'm like, you know what? I'm going old school, man. I want fucking Folgers in my cup, man. So I went and I went down the street. The corner store actually had coffee there, like regular, like canned coffee. I was like, are you kidding me? This is fucking awesome. And I brought it back, and so far it's keeping me a little bit of awake, because otherwise I'd be dead. I had a horrible. I just had I mean, you had a worse day, I think, than me, but mine.
I imagine you had a shit day. So
I didn't have a shit day. That's the thing. I didn't have a bad day. I just
overwhelming.
Oh my God, was it busy? It was like, you know, wake up, bring the kid to school, get home, get called by the realtor, get this about the house, this about the insurance, this about this thing, that thing, inspection, that thing, offer in, give a check the bank account, send bank account statements, send PayPal statements. I'm having a fuck of a time with the financing, because they're like, what the fuck do you do for work? And I'm like, YouTube. And I'm like, this money comes in. And they're like, so you, like, what is this shit? You have, like, because they're looking at the fucking donations, and they're just like, what the fuck is this, you know?
Yeah, you're a drug dealer, goddammit.
Yeah, I'm like, well, but it's money, and it's like, I paid the taxes on it. It's fucking income, you fucks. But so then it's coming from the Patreon, the YouTube, the Google AdSense, and they're rolling it all together, and the underwriter, the lawyers, and this and that, and what kind of income, and what's stable, and how long, and You know, how do we corroborate the cash and checking accounts and what the fuck, dude? It's crazy. So I'm doing all that and I'm mailing things and trying to get an inspection and is there lead paint in this place and all the other things. And I mean, I'm like faxing and sending and receiving and signing and people are stopping by and I'm calling people and we're setting up this and that and insurance companies calling me. And I'm just doing shit all day long. In between this, I'm getting interrupted by the kids. And, you know, and then Leah's doing stuff, and then she's cleaning, and then she's trying to set stuff up, and the kitchen's a mess. And fucking, then I got to pick Gavin up from school, but then all of a sudden I've got more shit going on with people calling me, and more plans, and more things. And it's like, and then Raw, you know, after all this shit, then the kids won't go to, you know, the kid won't go to bed. My daughter's a crazy person. All this shit, and then we finally get her to bed, and in the middle of trying to watch Raw and everything. And here's the thing. And then Raw comes on. And now Raw is on. Like,
and this is supposed to distract you from the hardships of life and entertain you and take you out of your day-to-day bullshit and make you, you know, relax and just be entertained.
And so I'm just fucking like, this is awful. Like, that was, honestly, Raw was worse than all of that. And that's what I'm trying to get at here. So I fucking fell asleep for 25 minutes. And because after all that shit, I'm sitting there watching this shit on TV, and it's like, what the fuck is this? And, but yeah, dude, I don't know. It was better than last week. I don't remember, you know, I probably should have given last week a 1, you know, because this is probably a 3 or 4. Or maybe it's a 3.
Welcome to the dark side.
Maybe it's a 2.
That's why I gave last week a 1, because it really... I knew what you were trying to do last week, though, because they did have a few moments...
They tried something. They tried something again this week. They tried again this week. It just... Don't know if it worked.
Yeah, I was really hoping that they would go, you know, guns blazing, but as I said on Twitter beforehand, you know, why would they feel the need to try when they get paid regardless?
Yeah, it feels like they're not, and it felt like,
you know,
it felt more of a slap in the face the way Raw started too, when you're like, they got to be doing something different, right? Because last week, and it's like fucking, it's not. It's like a replay of last week. The first hour was like last week all over again.
Yeah, because that's what, you know, I was talking with Frank.
And the
Davis
commentary was cringe.
Commentary was so bad. And he's like, you know, I'm considering not watching after what I saw last week. He says, I'll watch the review, but I don't know about Raw itself. And I said, they get paid regardless. So why would they, you know, why do they care? And that's a huge problem. I mean, JL Math on Twitter brought up a great point that I had written down in my notes as well. Michael Cole actually said Ember Moon started her career as a protege to Nia Jax.
Yeah, that was the most retarded thing ever. Dude, when Naya Jax was doing whatever the fuck she was doing 5 years ago, like Ember Moon was in a bingo hall doing a diving stunner off a top rope to the outside.
Yeah, Athena, you know.
Get the fuck out of here with that. Michael Cole, dude, choke yourself out. Dude, go choke yourself out. The things
they say and just the rambling nonsense. And when you missed it, because obviously that was the point that you weren't, you know, tuned in for. But when the AOP, you know, Drake Maverick taking on Bobby Roode segment was happening, it was everyone... Basically, everyone was under the impression that there was going to be some type of swerve or, you know, something was going to happen. Not Michael Cole, though. He was convinced, no, this is going to be a straight-up fight, and he even congratulated Renee for figuring out that there would be a swerve here. You know, Renee was the only one that didn't act like an idiot, but the other two were just morons. Like, and the whole...
Oh, but Renee was saying dumbass shit all night, too.
No, she was, but I'm just, in this one particular segment...
Yeah.
You know, it's not like she's the voice of reason at all, as I hope she would be. But she just didn't have to act like a total idiot here. And it was just time after time, though, throughout the night. They have to praise Baron Corbin, yet they flop in the very next segment. You know, there is no heel announcer. From segment to segment, they change their attitude. So,
yeah,
you know, Corey's praising Baron Corbin and Michael Cole saying how it's dastardly and terrible and he's power-starved and hungry. And then Baron Corbin's out there and he's like, he's doing such a good job, though. You just said he was power-hungry and crazy and dastardly.
Yeah.
Now you're complimenting him and saying, well, he's come so far and look at all he's done for the roster.
They're like...
Which is it?
they're like our old friends over at the club over there talking about Scott McKinnon. I was listening to something the other day, and you had people saying that Scott was this great guy, he's a nice guy, and you know, he's one of those guys that doesn't make multiple accounts on Twitter. I was like,
yeah, not bipolar at all, right?
and then I was like, I think he is. And then somebody was like, oh, he's a sweet guy too. And then fucking Marzi was like, oh, you know, Scott's a rabid scumbag, man. He'll fucking tear you up. He's a fucking crazy bastard. It's like, well, which one is it? Is he a nice, sweet guy that you can trust? Or is he a rabid asshole who'll tear you up and doesn't give a fuck? Or,
we're best friends. I got your back. We're bad boys for life. I hate that bastard.
Yeah, I hate that guy. You know, oh no, Joe Cronin's a scumbag for talking to pro-violence. But 2 weeks ago, you guys were best friends, and I didn't really talk to either one of you. And I don't even know what Pro did. It's like, dude, like all that stuff, drama with them, is literally the same fucking thing as what I heard these announcers tonight. They are bipolar, making up shit. I don't know what anyone's personality is. I know Michael Cole comes off as a loser. I know that. And I know that Renee Young comes off like a fucking nitwit. And I know that Corey Graves comes off like some kind of douchey trend millennial fucking idiot who doesn't know how to make up his mind. And by the way, there's a trend here now. So if people didn't believe it before, if you guys didn't believe me when we used to shit on Booker T, you know, and the only thing that was good about Booker T was when he fucked up. That was funny. But we used to shit on Booker T for some of the things he said. And then they brought in Coachman. And we were like, cool, yeah, finally. So, my God, save us. And then Coachman said a bunch of cringy, stupid, dumb shit. And now Renee Young is saying a bunch of cringy, stupid, dumb shit. And the reason? Because Renee's not saying it. Coachman wasn't saying it. Booker T wasn't saying it, and he was trying to. No. It's all being said by the same person. Vincent Kennedy McMahon is relaying the same language that he relayed to Booker T, to Coachman, to Renee Young, with a slight tweak based on the character, but not much. It's the same garbage, filth, stupid, dumb shit that was said by all of them. And if you go back and you play the cheesy one-liners throughout the night, you'll notice a correlation. All these announcers sound the same. There's a reason for that. Because it's all Vince McMahon. And that's what a lot of the promos sound like nowadays, because it's all the same writers and the same idea and direction. Except tonight, Dean Ambrose. Here's what I noticed. Nia Jax stepped it up. She went from a 1 out of 10 to maybe a 5 out of 10. Dean Ambrose went from a 5 out of 10 to maybe a 7 out of 10 tonight. I thought Dean Ambrose's promo was great. I mean, you know, it was pretty good for this era. Now, Finn was attacked by Drew McIntyre in the back. It looked good. It looked like Drew was punching his head in, and Drew looked pissed. That was one of the best things. It's so stupid, too, because how many times have we seen the guy jumped in the back?
Yeah, this isn't something we should have to praise. This should just be like run-of-the-mill, expected to be done properly.
How dumb is it that one of the best things that happened tonight is that backstage jumping, in my opinion, because Finn and Drew sell it well, the officials getting in the way, and the stuff that Drew was saying to him, and then at one point he started like laughing crazy. Everything Drew does, I pretty much believe him. That's the thing. Like Drew, I believe
Drew
him.
on the mic was really good. I didn't care for Dolph. Dolph sounded like a whiny, you know, spoiled child. Like, you forgot about me. Like, that's how he came across on the mic, which I kind of expected him to be in the heel side of the role, but it almost looked like they were pushing him as the face that was being a whiny baby.
Yeah.
Like, he's supposed to come off as the good guy here. And then they had him win, which was even more confusing. I mean, outside interference or not with Finn, I would be okay with had they not booked him in a way to be
helped
like
him.
The good guy here.
He kind of helped him, like what? And then he attacked Finn in the back. Why? You know,
well, I don't. Yeah, it's.
I get it, but
I get it, but it's just it's a poor choice for me, especially when they need faces at this point. I thought they were going to be turning Drew face eventually, anyways, when he got away from Dolph and Corbin and you know that whole scenario there. Now they're going to keep him as the main heel, which I find odd. If they did this tonight to eventually turn him face, it's going to make even less sense. You know, like, well, where are you going? Why?
I would think that what you could have done at some point is you could have had Baron Corbin get in Drew's face, and Drew could be like, you know what, fuck you, and then Dolph could side with Corbin and be his lapdog.
Yeah, be that simple. But the thing is here, like, I remember when Seth Rollins came back and the crowd was cheering for him, and everybody in the back, nope, he's got to stay heel. It's got to stay heel. And then they took such a major detour to get him back on that face, road. And they do this all the time with certain stars where, like, okay, we're going to turn him. Well, we are going to turn him, but we're going to take the longest friggin' avenue to get there. And it just... all it does is make the crowd care less about the individual, because by the time you do have them be on their side, people don't want to see it anymore. They're done with it. They're tired. At that point in time, it's either A, the same shtick over and over, or B, the interest is just deflated. It's not the same. You don't have the same feelings. They always fail to strike when the iron's hot with these things.
Yeah, they're always a step behind.
It seems that way.
And then
but
they
it's
never
by choice.
catch up.
It's not out of necessity.
It's almost like they're like, we have these two other things we wanted to do yet, so we're going to finish those before the crowd. Even though the crowd's going this way with something, we planned this out, so we're doing it. And then they do it, and then they go, but as soon as that's over, we'll do what the crowd wants, okay? And then
the crowd
changes,
idiots and stubborn, and
but then
bash the crowd.
No, then the crowd changes, and then when they go to do the thing the crowd wanted, the crowd's already moved on to something else, and then they're like, see, why the hell don't the crowd like that? This is what they wanted. And that's what WWE's doing wrong. Real quick before I play these donations, and I will take phone calls in a few minutes, by the way. A few minutes, we'll take phone calls. We'll take your donations. If you guys want to donate down below, alert us live. The links are down below. Or you can use the super chat feature on the right with the $sign if you want to do that too. Real quick, speaking of heels and faces, it drives me fucking nuts that Lucha House Party, first of all, they're fucking annoying. I love the guys, but Lucha House Party, they're a face team.
Yeah.
Why the fuck is a face team going 3-on-2 with people?
3-on-1 tonight. 3-on-1.
I don't. It's not funny. It doesn't make sense. This is a fucking face team.
Because it's the Lucha House Party rules, and you're not respecting tag team wrestling if you're not honoring the Lucha rules.
It's fucking
they were taking on
rules.
Scott Dawson solo, and it was a 3-on-1, and it's the same joke for multiple weeks now. Ha ha ha.
It's not funny. Vince, you're an idiot, dude. If you came out, are you laughing at this in the back, Vince? Like, is this funny? Nobody thinks it's funny. Maybe it's
Scott
a 7-year-old
Dawson basically saying it's time for them to go and take on the Young Bucks on Twitter right now. He said it just a little bit ago. The Young Bucks had tweeted out, one day we'll wrestle the Revival and everyone will rejoice. Remember this tweet? And he basically sent the emoji of a clock saying it's time. Matt the Misfit sent that our way before. He just tweeted it out. They're done. They are tired of being, ignored and underutilized and, abused. It's just ridiculous that you put them in these types of scenarios for so long. We waited for them to come up, and they've been nothing but the butt of everybody's jokes. Raw 25, they were destroyed by DX, and
they're not as bad as whatever the fuck, Connor and whatever. I don't even remember the Ascension.
The Ascension?
I don't even remember their names anymore. They used to be come out on NXT. It was like, this is the shit.
Yeah, now the Ascension's pretty bad too. But I don't know. I feel like the Dash and Dawson, with the Revival, they've been destroyed by big stars too. With like the Raw 25 scenario, and they haven't really had any comeuppance at all whatsoever. At least the Ascension just kind of disappears. It's not as a major as a low blow defeat.
Yeah, let's see what we got here. I mean, I agree. It's fucking
it sucks.
Fuck yeah!
And they want women's tag titles, though. They mentioned that tonight.
I got everyone's fucking addresses, Mon.
I smoked dabs, ate edibles, and this show still sucked even though I was stoned AF.
Hey, I'm old school, man. I'm glad you had some edibles, man. You're gonna need it for Raw. You need edibles for Raw, bro. This is fucking terrible shit. Thanks for becoming a $5 super fuck. Can you hear these, Jake? No, okay. Let me call up here real quick. I'm old school. Thanks, man. Let's play a couple more because we got way behind here. And I don't want to go too far behind because I'll freak the fuck out. This guy's reaction, dude. Ashley just sent me this funny reaction of this dude, like with the Lucha House Party. By the way,
Super chat. Super chat.
This was bad. Worst part was Naya Jax promo 4/10.
Really? I thought Naya Jax was much better. Last week, Naya Jax was garbage. I thought this week, Naya at least had something. Thanks, Lucas.
Shit bomb.
Lucas.
Raw was fucking boring. I feel off my wheelchair. Dean Ambrose
God.
gave me a fucking headache. Does anyone have Tylenol?
Lex Luger, I'm sorry you had to watch, man. Dun, 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 dun. Lex Luger, thanks for becoming a $5 shit bum, man. I love you, man. Lex, I don't care if you're in a wheelchair now. We love you still. Shout out to Wayne. Wayne K. I'm not even going to try to pronounce your last name. Kobe Elka. Wayne, thanks for becoming a $2 patron. I'm sorry I just butchered your name. I can barely see it either on my phone. Wayne, thanks for becoming a $2 patron. Daniel, thanks for becoming a $5 patron. Daniel. The man's haggis. The man's haggis.
Can we just get to the part where Vince dies for real? Raw sucked again. Fuck Corbin. Ambrose looked like Darth Pussy. One question remains, is Lio Rush a top or bottom? Hashtag haggis.
Oh, man. Lio Rush is... he did get clobbered. When he got hit by that guitar tonight, the man's haggis, he got hit in the back with that guitar, man. The best was when his sunglasses came popping off his face. I thought that was funny. And then, of course, we find out Finn Balor threw him over there. So, again, Finn Balor kind of raking havoc tonight, which
Super
a little
chat.
bit, if you call it
Super
that.
chat.
Best part was DZ Drew match. Is Ziggler a face now?
It appears like they're trying to go Ziggler face, Lucas. I mean, quite frankly, I would have gone Ziggler heel with Baron Corbin and...
Shit bomb.
Holler if you hear me. Hey Dean, fuck you stealing my sirens.
Scott Steiner, they stole more than that tonight, man. They called Lars Sullivan the Freak. So they were playing your siren, your air raid sound, kind of, Scott Steiner. And then they called Lars Sullivan the Freak. And I was like, man, that's two Scott Steiners tonight. Twice tonight that I thought about Scott Steiner. So I'm glad you donated to the show tonight, Scott. Scott. The fucking coffee's making me insane. And, thank you also to Dyer Live Trying. I think that's my old friend, became a patron. And Chelsea, who became a $2 patron. Guys, patreon.com/Joe Cronin Show. If you guys want to support the show, get 30 hours of bonus content not heard on YouTube. It's on my Patreon. Me and Leah did the 1 hour podcast. It's up now.
Shit bomb.
Sup Joe and Jake.
What's up?
Raw was AIDS yet again. Same shit as always. Like Dean's promo. But please stop the fucking lucha shit. Oh, and Nia made me deaf 3/10.
Yeah, Nia Jax did kill people with her voice, but at least she tried something. Triple Gaming, thank you for becoming a $5 shit bum. And, yeah, Dean's promo is probably the best thing of the night for me. And let's go to a phone call. 561, what's up?
Not much, man. I have one simple question. I'm just going to say this now. Raw tonight was just way too boring. But in your head, I want to ask simply, did Dean Ambrose really do much with the whole gas mask group at all? Because I was looking at it and all I heard was just the damn siren every 5 seconds.
Well, I mean, last week he just cut that silly promo about, like, I'm coming next week and I needed a vaccination. So when he came out with the mask on, I actually kind of laughed at that. I actually thought that was funny. And then when he got in the ring, I thought it was cool that he had the mask on still, too. I actually didn't like when he took it off because I was like, oh, well, he just ruined the whole thing. What was the point in needing
what was the point of coming out with the mask? It's
Yeah.
clear now.
It should have been Seth came out and, like, ripped it off his face. And now he's like, oh, no, if he was, like, fucking these people, you know. That would have been funny. But anyway, that didn't happen. But he did cut a good promo.
Like those bad sci-fi movies where they get off and they're like, oh, it's oxygen. How do you know it's not poison? You know, they just take off the helmets right away.
I thought he got a good promo, though. He said a bunch of stuff about Dean and the people and stuff like that. It wasn't, I mean, the idea of, you know, Dean calling out the people and shit is stupid. At the beginning, when they started this, I said, this is lazy. Why would they do this with Dean? But now it's getting a little more creative, and that's much better. So originally, this had my interest almost not at all. They were down to like a 3 out of 10 with me. This tonight made me feel like a 5 out of 10 or a 6 out. Like I feel like I'm getting a little more interested in this match coming up now. So I thought they did a decent job, and it was one of the only decent things that happened tonight. Decent.
Yeah, and then Naya Jax just screaming in the air. Tonight, I think they did better than they did last week.
Well, the
with
bar
Nia
was
Jax,
so low.
Nia Jax was just
The bar was so low
ridiculous.
last week, dude. If last week was a 1, this was maybe a 3, you know?
Yeah. And then the Lucha Party rule, I don't get it. If you're just going to do
No one
something with
gets
the
it.
Revival, don't do that.
It
If
makes
you're going to try and make the Revival something, make them relevant instead of just giving them Lucha every damn day of Monday, every fucking week and everything. It sucks.
it was garbage. And why would the fans?
See the Revival leave and do better than have them stick themselves with the Lucha Party.
Yeah, get them
every
out of
week.
here. Get the Revival out of here, man. They don't need to be here anymore. Either go
Like
back.
they said on Twitter, they want to be done. They want to get the hell out of there.
Go back
So,
to NXT or leave the company because this sucks ass. And Lucha House Party, yeah, we're gonna put out the face team 3-on-1. Like that will get people cheering for them. It just makes people think these guys are cheating, you know. Like, and it's not funny because nobody cares that much about them. Now, if people already cared about Lucha House Party and like they had been screwed or held down, and now they get to have like a 3-on-1 against a guy who did something to them, that's people would cheer for that. Like, let's say Scott Dawson beat up Lucha House Party from behind throughout the week. He attacked every single member with a shovel, right? And they caught him on camera, and then someone said, well, I got an idea. It's going to be you versus all of Lucha House Party. That made the crowd go, hell yeah, he needs to get his ass kicked after all that shit. And people might cheer that. Why the fuck are they going to cheer for a match where it's 1-on-3 to start? For what reason? What the fuck is kind of mockery is this? You know, people complain about fucking Joey Ryan's dick on the indies and all these things on the indies that are stupid. This is fucking retarded. You're not going to get heat on the heels by having a 3-on-1 match, and you're really not going to get many people deciding to love the Lucha House Party for them beating the shit out of one dude. And they're supposed to be the faces. I mean, they're all exciting.
One dude that no one really gives a shit about at this point in time either. So
yeah,
it
nobody
wasn't
cares.
like it was a Braun or a Seth, you know, or even Drew. Like it was just, unfortunately, the Revival are bottom of the barrel at this point in time. Hate saying it, but it's the truth.
Yeah, garbage. I mean, I've already covered. That's everything. You know, as far as I'm concerned, you might have notes. That's about it. I said I fucking thought tonight was atrocious. Better than last week, but that wasn't a high bar. If last week was 1 or a 2, you know, I thought tonight was a 3 or a 4. And that's not good. I gave it a 4 out of 10 compared to last week. This was not good. But kind of like Lashley and Elias, kind of liked Finn Balor assisting people, like that theme of what Balor was doing. Then at the very end, he gets his ass kicked for it, which was a great moment. Ambrose had a pretty good promo. Thought it was kind of funny and good, serious at the same time. Naya, I thought, tried something different. I liked her promo a lot better than last week. Still was kind of weird. Cringe commentary. And that's it.
Even the stuff involving Ronda tonight was not good. I mean, you go right from the opening, and anything dealing with Natty just irks the shit out of me. She drives me nuts at this point.
I don't like her
in time.
either. I'm done with her.
Even her going to the table was like,
I like cats. I like cats.
all
Who do
furry
I
of 'em.
remind you of? I like cats. I put cat here.
What was the other thing that I saw today? Oh, yeah, I saw a news report or a news story on one of the websites about Aleister Black and his battle with mental health issues. No wonder why no one can get the fuck over anymore. My battle with mental health issues. Moro's battle with mental health issues. This guy's battle with this. When I was a kid, Hulk Hogan was like, say your prayers, eat your vitamins, brother, we're going to whoop somebody. Like, blah, blah, blah. Macho Man was like, dig it, man, we're going to the top. Fucking Jake the Snake Roberts was like, it's going to be a cold day. And like The Undertaker, and then Shawn Michaels, and Bret the fucking Hitman Hart. And then Stone Cold Steve Austin, I'm going to drink a beer. And now we got fucking Aleister Black's battle with mental health issues.
Nia Jax reeling from being bullied.
She was bullied. She's gotten over it. Women, Like
Alexa Bliss fighting against eating disorders.
Finn Balor and the gay club. Everybody's okay. Finn Balor's for everyone. It's a rights. It's a pride, and we're all in it. Like, what the fuck is this shit, dude? Go suck a dick, WWE. This sucks dick. And then you got fucking, I'm supposed to be a badass dude. On Instagram, I'm hugging everybody. Like, it's just, you are never going to get anything you want when you don't create the illusion that this shit is real. We know it's not, but when you create there's no illusion created that this is real really whatsoever. I see them and I think they're out there trying to act, and it's not very good. That's what I see.
They can't defy expectations when they set the bar that low, you know? Taz was speaking recently on his podcast yet again, talking about how, you know, he himself got over from everything he did in ECW, and it translated well to the WWE audience. When he debuted at the Rumble, that pop he got, as soon as he came out, he wasn't excited. He wasn't at the top of the world. He was worried because he said, this is not good. That reaction I got was nothing that they did. It's what I did before I got here. It wasn't WWE made. And he was genuinely worried. And what happened? He got his ass, you know, essentially buried not long after. And that was it for Taz. He never got a great run with the company, never really, you know, was able to, because he was over before he walked in the door. And that's just, you know, such a resounding issue that we have. But, you know, that's a huge thing. Anybody that does reach for that brass ring and try and reinvent themselves and go, they're not allowed to. They get stifled and they get, you know, knocked down and beaten back into submission. And anybody else that's pushed doesn't really have anything unique about them. So they bring out their personal issues for us to try and connect with them.
Yeah, and it's just weird. Everybody's got a cause, by the way, there's nothing wrong with the causes in real life, but everybody's got a cause.
They break down those walls, and it's just so lacking, you know, being genuine at this point in time. Like,
how many times do they say extraordinary things that Finn Balor does? Like, they said it like 7 times. Shut the fuck up.
And the Boss Club and the Big Dog, and, you know, they try and
Dude, it's like
force
they need to shut their mouths.
Characteristics on them, but it doesn't work.
And Michael Ryan, what the hell does this mean in the chat, dude? Kind of insensitive, Joe, since you make a YouTube show and get free money for a living. What free money? You dumb fucking idiot.
Free?
What the fuck are you talking about? Would you go up to a musician who got they got their album funded, and then people went and bought their T-shirts and went out and saw them live? Would you go out there and say that, oh, you're kind of insensitive for making a free living? What the fuck are you talking about? I fucking put out hours of content on YouTube, like hours, fucking 40 hours of shit a week almost. And you're telling me I make, like, I do free? What's free? And I know, is it free when someone pays for a service? Is it free when someone sells something? I don't understand it. You know, I don't know. Is it free when you go to a fucking restaurant and the waiter serves you, and then you give them a $5 or $10 tip? Is that free? Should they shut up because it's free? Michael, what's insensitive? What are you talking about? What's insensitive? My logic? My logic is insensitive? Do you need a boo-boo Band-Aid? Should we put a little boo-boo Band-Aid on Michael? Are you going to be okay, Michael? Do you need a boo-boo Band-Aid? You want me to spank your bum? Would you like me to spank your bum and wipe your poopy pants? You little poopy pant fucking pipsqueak fuck. Here's what fucking Nikki fucking Bella's doing. Of anything else. Nikki Bella reportedly feels like she will date another wrestler or someone famous soon. That was a news story. Nikki Bella feels like she will, like, what? Well, you know what? I feel like one day I might put a fucking bullet in my head. Oh! You know what? Someday I feel like, oh my god, someday I feel like I'm gonna probably date someone famous or a wrestler. Oh my god, I feel like it. Shut the fuck up. Like, that was a real interviewer story today. Like Nikki Bella saying, I feel like, you know, I feel like I'm going to be dating a wrestler soon, or, you know, a famous person or celebrity, probably soon, but, you know, right now it hasn't happened, but I feel like that's coming up. What kind of weird fucking thing to say is that? What the fuck? First of all,
I have nothing going on, so if I spread my legs wide enough, the net will capture somebody that's worth some money.
The net will capture somebody. That is so true. Let me play the donation. That is so true.
One, touching one, reaching out, touching me, touching you, sweet Caroline. Good times never seemed so good. I'd be inclined to believe they never would. Oh no, no sweet Caroline. Good times never seemed so good. Sweet Caroline. I believe they never could.
Yeah. I hate your guts. Oh, I never sing that at Fenway ever when I go to Fenway. So let's follow up with fucking, what's his face? Michael Ryan. YouTube is a dream job for many people. You have it easier than a lot of us. Just saying. What does that have to do with what?
Easier?
But what does that have to do with what I said? What does YouTube or anything have to do with insensitive? You said insensitive. I was insensitive. What the fuck does YouTube being a dream job or, you know, whatever the fuck you said, what does that have to do with being insensitive? What does it have to do with it? If I'm on the radio, making $30,000 a year on the radio, and I say everything I just said, what does that have to do with being insensitive, and what are you talking about? You are being so vague. It sounds like you're just attacking me for being a YouTuber. And by the way, I don't need to explain this to you because I failed on YouTube from 2007 to 2012. That's 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. That's 6 years of 400 subs and garbage content that went nowhere. And then I worked a 50-hour-a-week job during 2013, 2014, 2015, and 2016. And then I came home and I worked on YouTube and did 20 hours a week of YouTube on top of a 50-hour-a-week job before getting laid off a year and a half ago. So don't talk to me about having things easier and shit. I'm 34 years old. And I have had shit pretty much most of the life. I had to borrow money to get a car. All these things. You know, people always pick their poison. Do I want to attack Joe for being a loser? Or do I want to attack Joe for being successful in some way? Well, you chose, I'm not sure which one, both of them. I don't know. But where does the insensitivity come from? I want to find that out from you. I want to figure out where that comes from. What if I had 5 viewers right now and I was just doing a video? Would it be okay what I said then? So there's a problem because there's some success on my YouTube channel that I should... So because I have success on my YouTube channel, I should be more sensitive towards what? What am I insensitive to? I'd like to know. I'm still confused about your comments.
He said you were calling these guys pussies for talking about their mental health issues.
Yes.
You do YouTube for a living. You talk with your friends for a living. It's awesome.
What does that have to do with that? What
See,
the
I
fuck?
think what he was if I was to take a stab at it, I think he was saying that it was insensitive for you to say they're pussies for talking about mental health issues. But as you said, that's not the issue at fault here. It's the way that it's.
My
to me
point
anyway,
is, dude,
so
can you imagine if
not
Stone
genuine.
Cold... Imagine if it's the Attitude Era and Stone Cold Steve Austin comes out and says, and there's articles about Steve Austin's poor mental health issues. You would ruin his character. So, like, no, I'm not insensitive that people have mental health issues or that people have these different things.
Yeah.
You're ruining the show. You're ruining kayfabe. It's always becoming about something. This guy has this problem. This guy has a skin issue. This guy dealt with bullies. This one was too fat in school. Now she's too skinny. Now she's got a voice for women. Now she's got a this. None of that is going to do well.
No one wants to hear how Thanos is fighting depression. You know?
Yeah.
No, they just want to go see the Infinity War movie. They don't want to hear how Captain America has jock itch. You know? They just want to go and see him kick some ass. That's the problem. They go ahead and it's just, you know,
forget
they're
the Attitude Era.
the story and the magic and the allure of it all by trying to throw their agenda into it by you know, seeking more attention to get more clicks and headlines. By not being genuine whatsoever.
Jesus Christ, care. Michael, you're making me want to die, Michael. Michael, I hope you enjoy this era because everybody's stopping watching. So I hope you love this era, Michael. You're 34. I can't even believe that. I think you sound like you're 14. I hope you enjoy this era because all the fans are leaving. The ratings are dropping. There was huge amounts of empty seats tonight. They gave away tickets for $20. Nobody's watching because nobody wants to hear that Bailey was a fan of fucking this person. Nobody wants to hear that Sasha loves Eddie Guerrero and Stone Cold calls her. Nobody wants to know that. You say this is the reality era. I disagree. This is the empty black hole abyss era. It doesn't matter if it's the Attitude Era. Did you know about Macho Man's? I'm sorry, did you know about Macho Man's problems when he was during WrestleMania 5? During WrestleMania 4? Do we hear about Hulk Hogan's issues? Do we hear about Macho Man or Hulk Hogan's things that they were going to stick up for? No. Macho Man was the Macho Man. Hulk Hogan was the Hulk Hogan. And Ted DiBiase was Ted DiBiase. And you cared about one guy or the other. And it was wrestling. And that's why people bought tickets, because they wanted to be entertained. I don't want to go out here and be reminded that Sasha Bailey, I just talked to Stone Cold and he made me feel better. Steve Austin made me feel better. And then Bailey come out and be like, oh, I just talked to this guy and I grew up watching him. And oh, you know, I'm going to spread the hugger love of my friends. And oh, Finn Balor, you know, everyone's here. And like, I mean, like, it's just nobody is a character. This is awful.
Not just the fact of kayfabe dying either. You know, there's more to it.
Yeah, it's not. And by the way, it's not good that kayfabe's dead. By the way, when you say it like
reality era,
you say it like a haha gotcha. You know, Michael Ryan, you say it like a haha gotcha. That is the dumbest thing ever. That would be like if a magician showed you all the tricks. He showed you all the fucking tricks. And they used to do these crazy moves where they did like a guy would get cut in half or a guy would flip off the thing. But now the magician's coming on TV and he's doing these little stupid tricks. But he already told you how to do them. Well, I don't want to watch then. And can you imagine if somebody was watching that and they said, why are the ratings down for the magicians? Why are nobody going to see magicians anymore? Well, because they gave away all their tricks and everybody knows it's fake. And then the person says, well, dude, it's the reality era now, so you just need to get over that. It's like, no, that's not how this works. You gave away the tricks. The trick is dead. The illusion is dead. So it's not a ha-ha gotcha. This is fucked. And so there's no insensitivity. That doesn't make any sense. I don't give a shit. There's no insensitivity because these guys are supposed to be characters. When you mix their real life with their characters, you're going to have a problem. All right, Aleister Black, thank God he's in NXT or this story would make him worse. You know, Bobby Roode is dead. Shinsuke is dead. I mean, I don't know what else to say to you, man. I don't know.
Oh, but you're calling mental health issues pussy shit. Oh, because it's making them look weak. It's making them look inferior.
Yes.
It's making them look incapable.
You're supposed to be a wrestler.
It doesn't. Anybody having to come forth and admit that they're dealing with issues, you know, there's enough of a stigma around mental health. I get your point. I get what you're trying to say. It doesn't fit in this realm. You can't have it one way and then try and do it another. You know, this is not a cake and eat it too scenario here. You can't try and develop a fake, you know, character and then douse them in realism gasoline and not expect to start a fire. It doesn't work, you know. It just doesn't. We have so many problems here. You know, the writing can't even handle itself. So you want these people to go ahead and be larger than life, but then they continue to knock them down peg after peg. How do you get ahead when they hold them back?
You know why Drew McIntyre seems so awesome? Because he can act. Or because he can be believable. He's a real wrestler, and he's intense. His intensity especially. And there's no story about Drew McIntyre's battle with something or has a cause for anything, and there's no goofy. There might be one little thing they say about him like that I don't notice, like the Scotsman something. What do they call him? There's something they say about him that's probably that they repeat, but I can't remember it.
Yeah, so, something. Oh, the Scottish supernova. You know,
it's something like that, like the Scottish sicko or it's psycho. They say something about him, but it doesn't sound that bad. So even when they repeat it, I don't really notice it. But that's why he's doing better. But when you start knocking people down you don't want to make them more human. Like these people need to be built up as like bigger than life, more than human. You know, for Vince McMahon, a guy who doesn't like people who sneeze. Vince doesn't like it when you fucking sneeze. He doesn't like these imperfections.
Yeah.
Blowing your nose, chewing gum. These are all things that Vince McMahon hates. Yet, they stop at nothing to talk about how their own wrestlers who are supposed to be superstars are just fans of other wrestlers and have some kind of cause or something. You are never going to get these people over with this shit.
There Be a Star program and things of that nature when they genuinely bully people in their own company, and we're supposed to laugh about it. We're supposed to laugh at AOPP jokes, but yet be a star, don't be a bully. You know, we're supposed to go ahead and admit that, oh my God, mental illness is a serious issue. Yet they go ahead and behind the scenes they allow these horrible things to go. It's like they're not genuine. So why should we actually give a damn when they don't either? The Scottish psychopath.
Scottish psychopath. Yeah, see, that sounds kind of cool. That sounds okay. Like the Scottish psychopath. But when you say the boss, like what the fuck?
I just don't think they're hammering it home yet with that.
What do you call two Mexicans playing basketball?
How Christ.
1-on-1. What do you call black people going to prison? A family reunion.
Oh my God.
A Chinese couple had a black baby and named it something Wong. Why are all angels white? 'Cause if they were black they be called bats.
Oh my God, dude. What the fuck? What the fuck? Racist asshole with the donation. For a second,
I know there's another donation coming in, but
I thought they were gonna hit on the white people at the end, but then he didn't.
I'm not Snowflake Senor here, but there was actually a video that I was told about. I'll get into it.
SmackDown was awesome last week.
Tommy, thanks for the $5, man. What's up, Tommy? I don't think SmackDown was awesome last week, but it was certainly better than Raw. I guess. It was better than Raw. Fucking racist. Tommy, thanks for the $5. Actually, that's Tommy also. The racist asshole, I heard racist asshole is also Tommy.
So he just donated again to cover his tracks.
Yeah, I heard that. I don't know if it's true, but I heard that. Might be. Look at that bum, dude.
It's sexy.
I mean, that's really an upside down M is what it is.
Works on more levels than one. Old school.
Raw gave me AIDS, fuck Raw. The $7 AIDS.
Screw Raw, let's go ghost hunting. Joe would be more enjoyable than this shit 3/10.
I agree with you on the 3/10. Beyond the Grave Detectives. I will come if you guys are going ghost hunting. I'll come with you, man. Let's go look for my dad. He died in New Hampshire, in my old house. Want to go in there? See if his see if his spirit's in there.
Form the Ghostbusters.
Yeah, that'd be weird, man, huh? I'll bring some of his shit, his Northeastern handbook.
Super Jet.
Wait, you mean this show isn't about Scott? Boo.
Just unbelievable. That is so funny. I listened to one of the things. It was like a victim. It was like Victim Club. Their broadcast was Victim
shit
Club.
Bum.
Leave me alone.
They need to go the extra step with antagonizing Renee about Dean. It can go something like, Graves, Renee, I'm worried for you. Has Dean ever beat you up? Renee, Graves, the only he beats up is this pussy. If you don't know what's going on, then shut the fuck up.
Pussy Lips McGee, thanks for becoming a $5 shit bum.
I'm trying to find it, though, but because they did that tonight, too. They went at her, and she's like, no one's entitled to know what goes on behind closed doors between a husband and a wife. How dare you? And I'm like, oh, here we go again.
I rolled my eyes.
She's like, I'm in a precarious situation with him. You don't understand.
That was
Nia
garbage.
screams like Tommy. Shout out to the I pooped today shirt guy.
The Goon. Good call, Goon. That's funny. Naya screeches like Tommy. She does.
You know what I did laugh about?
Her voice is deeper. Her voice is deeper than Tommy.
Not to bring up anybody else, but I did see a sign get taken down pretty quick, so it did make me chuckle.
Was it a Mustang Man sign?
No. It was a loogie sign. I saw off in the front.
Bye, Loogie.
Check out Joe on Patreon. Cheap pop.
Oh, thanks, William Ritchie. Yeah, check me out on Patreon so you can keep my show going. So you can give me free show. Or whatever the hell. What's his face said. Bye, Loogie. You're not friends with Road Dogg. Haha. Kurt Wetzel, thanks for the $5. Kurt, what's up, bro? Thanks for becoming a $5 shit bum. Dude, how about that, Loogie? How does that feel, Loogie? They took your sign,
watched
bitch.
The sign. It said Loogie Mania, and then all of a sudden, that was it. Done for.
And
as
mine
soon as it went
said,
up, it was down.
Mine said Joe Cronin Show, and they didn't take it.
And Joe Cronin, greater than.
And they didn't take it. And they didn't take it the third time either. Even when Road Dogg had them warn the guy, they didn't take it. Because Road Dogg,
said, hey.
I got to give it to you, Road Dogg. I love you, man. Because seriously, he's a good guy for doing that.
Yeah, I got
He could have taken our sign. It wasn't mine. I wasn't there, but.
When Tamina Snuka is in the main event of Raw, times are tough.
Yeah.
Right.
And Dean Ambrose looked like the love child of Darth Vader and Bane.
Absolutely. Yo, well, yeah,
I literally
Dean
said that, the autistic love child.
Dean was fully going for the Bane look. God Phoenix 66. Thanks for the donation, God. And you are God. Thank you. Yeah, I mean, Road Dogg tweeted us and said, "Hey Joe, I didn't take the sign, so." And he didn't. He's lived up to his promise. You bring a Joe Cronin sign, Road Dogg will not take it. He's lived up to his part of the bargain. And that's pretty fucking impressive, especially since Jared brought this one that said Joe greater than Michael Cole.
Yeah, Michael Cole. That's who it
You
was.
know they weren't happy with this one, but
but it stayed. It
stayed there. They saw it the whole time. It was there, and I mean, I just got to give credit, man. And then this is the one where they warned him. They said, "Okay, man, can you cool it a little bit?" And I said to Road Dogg, I tweeted him, and I said to Road Dogg, I go, "Road Dogg, come on, man, don't take my sign." And Road Dogg said, "Hey, Joe, I didn't take it. Didn't take it." So you got to give him credit, man. He's a good guy, man. I told him that Jared was a good guy too. I'm like, this guy loves you. This guy loves what we do. What I do on YouTube and what WWE does. So, cut him a break. And Road Dogg said, "Hey, I didn't take it from him. Didn't take the sign. Let him keep it." They just said, eventually they were like, "Hey, man, can you stop?" And they didn't take it. They take other people's a lot of times. So, not bad. Got to give him credit. I'll give Road Dogg credit, man, because I was on a tangent that night too. So if
you were on a tear at one point.
If he had seen my tear, I mean, he might have taken it then. He might have been like, "You know what, fuck this. I'm taking it now." But thanks, shout out to Road Dogg, man. And you know what the funny thing is Road Dogg, man, can you just say something to Vince? I mean, do something, Road Dogg. Come on, man. Road Dogg, you sit next to Vince. You sit next to Vince the entire show.
Please
just start whispering into Vince McMahon's ear. Dog, just start whispering.
This is bad.
Hire Joe Cronin. Hire Joe. Stop this. This is bad. This is really bad, Vince. Bad. And he's got bad hearing, so if you whisper it, it's like subconscious to Vince. Because Vince has the headset, you have the headset with the button. Just say "This is bad, Vince. Bad." And Vince
then Michael Cole would read that on air. "This is bad, Vince."
Yeah. And then Vince will be like, "What? Shut the hell up, Michael, you asshole."
Not talking to you.
Anyway.
Now apparently Scott Dawson might be injured.
Oh my God!
On Raw, they showed a backstage interview, and Dawson was a bit fired up. But when Wilder started to speak, the pain started to show, and Scott Dawson, was hurting and already swollen shut, so his eye looks like shit.
Oh, okay, that's not bad. If it's his eye, he'll get over that. I thought, if you said hamstring or something oh no, or ACL, okay, so fucking eyes, he'll be all right.
Yeah, nothing massive, but just one more, cherry on top of this shit Sunday.
Yeah, those poor guys. Hey, listen, we got a phone call. We got a lot of phone calls coming in. The phone lines are actually fucking jammed right now. 281, what's up?
What's up, Joe? What's up, Jake?
What's up, man? How you doing?
Happy Monday night, man.
Yeah.
It was an interesting show. This one happened in my city. I've been to a live show since Survivor Series last November. A couple of things caught my eye. I just want to show out, just kind of throw out a couple of lines, a couple of quotes.
Yeah.
From the announcers that really oh man, they made me take my glasses off. I can't see very well without them, and I just had to take a moment to myself. Hit all the pressure points on my forehead.
Yeah, I had to step back and take a breathe.
Well, Dawson's dealing with that right now too.
Yeah. One of the things was when Seth Rollins was beating the fuck out of Dean, and then the line came from his wife. She said this verbatim. She said, "Seth Rollins' emotions are at an all-time high right now while he's beating up her husband."
Yeah.
And she said it very methodically. She said, "Seth Rollins' emotions are at an all-time high right now." And I thought, what is that even supposed to mean? And then before that, when he was coming out in the mask, and she said, "Well, we'll just have to see. We'll just have to save that question for a later time and see how this plays out." And then after the match, or after the segment, she said, like you said, Jake, you don't ask a married woman what happens behind closed doors of a married household." And then,
how dare you?
What does Yeah, she said, "How dare you?" I was like, "What the fuck does that have to do with anything?"
The announcers are like trying to act so much. It's awful. Can you imagine JR trying to act really? It's like, no, stop trying to act like your game show hosts. You're announcers. Be announcers. Gorilla Monsoon and Bobby Heenan were acting and announcing, and it was amazing. Vince McMahon and Jerry Lawler were great. Why is everything on the announce team absolute AIDS right now? Like, it is so bad. So bad. Thanks for the call, man. Let me hit these donations again real quick.
Super chat. Super chat.
Good call.
Hollister is banging Selena Vega.
Selena Vega. The Goon, really? Is that true? That's amazing. Why does he have any mental health issues now? Have you seen her? What the hell?
Do a little basketball dance off the concrete. I mean, I'm just so sick of you little meth head devil worshippers. I'll be honest, I'd like to take a big bite out of your face.
I usually watch Raw on YouTube through highlight compilations.
Yeah.
But that has gotten too hard to do. Bless you for reviewing this versus every week. Why do people still support this?
I don't know. Dope Dubs. Dope. Thanks, man, for dropping $10, man. Thank you very much for that, dude. I really appreciate that. You know, I don't know why. I don't know. I mean, I'm watching because it's my job to watch. You know, I mean, frankly, thank God a few years ago I decided to turn the Joe Cronin Show into not just wrestling, and we started 5 years ago, really, monetize this. You know, we have the Corrupted podcast on Patreon, me and Leah's podcast on Patreon, me and Jesse, you know, Morning Madness, everything I do on Patreon, the Corrupted YouTube channel, the non-wrestling stuff we do. Thankfully, I started moving on to do that stuff, because if it was just wrestling, I mean, I'd probably rope myself.
Words and phrases like my battle, my journey and pride have all been co-opted by SJW soy boys, and hearing them makes me sick.
Yes. ABELsalasJR Jr. That is the ABELsalasJR Jr. that I love. Yeah, the SJW soy boy crap is certainly taking over. Now, again, I don't dismiss mental health issues in real life. I just don't really want it part of the wrestling. Now, if they want to create a storyline out of someone's real life thing a little bit, I'm down with that. So if you want to turn a reality in someone's life into the show and it can work, then I'm down with that. But if it's not going to work...
Zelina Vega isn't on the main roster.
Rhino was smart. He probably wanted legit out.
Probably.
Why travel and do nothing?
he let Heath pin him.
Yeah, I mean, dude, Alexa's sweet ass. Thanks for the donation. I mean, he was working a part-time schedule. He had all this other shit going on. I forget what he was studying for or doing. He's doing something else. He's doing so many things. Why keep traveling for nothing? You're right. So,
but Zelina Vega isn't even on the main roster, and you know what I mean. So NXT is a big deal. But what I'm saying is, like, it wasn't a focus of anything going on at that point in time. And as soon as 9/11 came around, she's everywhere to be found with the SmackDown brand and this and that, and you know, then she gets called up with, you know, and it's like, oh my God, this and that and this and that, and oh wow. All because her father, you know, was tragically part of 9/11, and they wanted to use that story and everything that she went through with that scenario as a you know, something for them to tout about. And oh my God, isn't this sad? Isn't it? Just so they can get clicks and views to their YouTube channel. And it's like, it's not something that's genuine. It's not something that they truly feel passionate about. It's just that they want people to view them with sympathetic eyes. So it's disgusting at times how far they'll go, and that's one of my problems too. The way that they'll, you know, they do it with the cancer, you know, funds that, you know, all of it combined. And like you said, when you're trying to build up wrestlers, you don't need them battling issues that, you know, you deal with every day. You want to be entertained, not depressed.
You know, going back to the mental health thing, because I see he's still going on about this. You know, mental health issues. Yeah, mental health issues do make wrestlers look weak. So that's the problem. Like that is the problem. So you said you had a problem with that. Well, it's a reality. It's just a reality. In fact, mental health issues make most of us weak. I think I've got mental health issues. It's not helping me. Do you have mental health issues? It's not helping you. You know what I mean? It's not.
I absolutely do. And you know,
none of us, anybody, and I don't really have I don't think I have major mental health. I think I'm a fucking wacko, but I don't know why. But I mean, there's real people with real mental issues. Are they stronger? You know, maybe you could say that if you're like, they're so strong to go through. No,
it
it's
takes
going
strength
to,
to admit and seek out help on your own, but it doesn't make you stronger.
Yeah, it doesn't make you stronger, but it makes wrestlers look weaker to me.
Yes.
And I don't want to see it there. That's my problem. It doesn't mean people with mental health issues in real life might be weak. I mean, I think it might be because that's a hindrance. You know, just like anything else. Just like I had... I mean, it doesn't make you weak because that would mean like you completely give up. But some people have depression. That makes them weak. You know? So why do I want to see a wrestler with those issues? I don't want to see that with a wrestler. You know, unless you have some kind of story arc where they're going to overcome it or something, then it makes sense. But if you're just going to come out and say, you know, Aleister Black dealing with mental issues his whole life and now he's a wrestler, and, you know, I get the positive message of that. Like, see, you can overcome this. If you're 15 and you think life is over because you have some kind of mental issue, it's not over because look at Aleister Black. So I see the positive message in that. But, again, it's wrestling. I'm trying to be entertained by stuff, and it's not working. And the fact of the matter is, anybody who thinks that it works or it's great is wrong. The ratings are garbage. The ratings are dropping. The ratings are at the lowest they've ever been. The YouTube ratings are low compared to what they used to be, even like 8 months ago. The WWE Network subscriptions have stayed about where they've been because those people are different people. And the attendance is dropping. So even though WWE is making a ton of money signing all these deals, the people who watch the product are leaving. So they're agreeing with me. They don't like this. Nobody likes this. People that watch you haven't watched in a year or 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 or 6 or 7 or 8 turn this on and they go, what in the Christ am I watching? So, you know, whatever you think about these issues and these things that the wrestlers are doing, not working. Not working. Does that mean that people should go and gay bash people because Finn Balor comes out and says that Balor Club's for everyone, and then a bunch of people go, oh, he's gay, and they should gay bash people? No. Shouldn't gay bash people. You shouldn't, you know, make these horrific fucking gay jokes. But, I mean, making some jokes is okay. But, I mean, these actual hatred for it is fucking fucked up. But also understand, WWE, why these hardcore dudes don't want to see Finn Balor skipping around with a rainbow shirt. They just don't. They want to see the fucking demon. And you didn't give them the demon at first. Now, this Finn Balor's been better tonight. But when you do that, you sacrifice that audience that really connected with Finn Balor in the name of trying to show the world that the WWE is inclusive. And I get that. Again, great message. Oh, you're gay out there and you might be 12 and scared, or you might be 15 and scared, and you know, whatever. Look, Finn Balor, this badass wrestler dude, you can be on. He's welcoming you, just like everybody else is going to welcome you. It's going to be great, and that is a wonderful thing. But unfortunately, it doesn't appeal to most of the typical wrestling fans. Most people understand that they're accepted already. They don't need the characters on TV to start saying it, even though it's a positive message, and I understand why you're doing it. Unfortunately, it's just not working. This
and it would be better, probably logically, coming from a gay wrestler than
yes,
you know?
Ghostbusters. Let's put all women in the movie. Oh, you know, you've got to. Well, we're pushing the women's agenda. It's like, listen, there was no women's agenda when Alien came out. I went to the theater. I saw it. I was surprised that the woman, Sigourney Weaver, was the one who kicked ass. And I came out of that theater thinking she was badass. That was awesome, and it was real. You come out of Ghostbusters thinking they just shoved that down our throats to shove women down our throats. I hate that. I'm never going to buy that or watch that again. Oh, what's that? The movie fucking failed? Oh, imagine that. When you shove real life shit into a movie that's supposed to be entertaining for an agenda, you get
Same
garbage.
Same thing happened with Battlefield 5. You know,
Battlefield
the
5
game sold 65% less than the previous iteration did, because they went ahead and they said, oh, we don't need to be, you know, historically accurate, and no one had a problem with women being included in video games. It was the fact that they said, you know, women were on the front lines for World War II, and if you don't like it, don't buy the game. And well, no one bought the game.
Yeah, no one bought it because it was the stigma that they put out there. People said,
and
"Oh
then
no,
the
it's
devs
another
have the
one."
balls to send out the for their Christmas party because people were saying hashtag not my battlefield. So they they put out a picture of their Christmas dinner with a big photo sign behind them that says hashtag everyone's battlefield.
Yeah.
And you wonder why no one's bought the game.
Well, there you go. Devs, companies attack the fans. Oh, you fucked up, so you attack the fans? No, you fuck up, fans attack you. You fix problem, or you don't get money. So
you
let me
don't buy it. Well, we didn't.
Here's the equation. I think we've solved the equation, everybody. Star Wars Last Jedi certainly has. We've solved the equation. Fans don't like. No, okay, here's where it goes. You push agenda thing, fans don't like, you make fun of fans, you fucking fail. There's the fucking equation. Do you like the equation? Xbox says we put DRM in Xbox and stuff. Fans say that's fucking dumb. Companies say fuck you. Fans say fuck you Xbox, I buy PlayStation. Sony says we want push women agenda, put guy in charge of movie who hates men. They make woman agenda movie. Fans say fuck you. Sony Pictures make fun of fans. Sony Pictures movie Ghostbuster fail like fuck and go nowhere. Battlefield pushes weird agenda that nobody understands. Fans say no. Company says fuck you fans. Fans say fuck you, we no buy. Last Jedi says
point now where the wrestlers and creative and even Vince are shitting back on the fans and they're saying like, oh, you're all a bunch of spoiled, whiny, selfish, viewers, and you're never happy, you're never satisfied, you don't enjoy anything, and they keep saying that over and over, and the views are going down and down and down. The ratings are shrinking, less tickets are being bought. They're worried about WrestleMania. I heard a report earlier. They're scared about ticket sales for WrestleMania, and the first time in 35 years, they're genuinely, truly worried that they're not going to be close to selling out this year. Dude,
look at MK Kratos. Look at this fucking guy. I actually have autism and schizophrenia. By the way, my real mother had schizophrenia, by the way. And I don't feel like I'm better than anybody else. I almost lost my house this month. I watch you and Joe to get away from the real life issues. Exactly. Damn. We watch it to get a real from. And by the way, who's tough is you. But you know what?
How many times have I spoken to you in the chat and have no idea? You're just a badass individual.
And you know
that's
what?
In there for a long time now.
You're a dude who's fucking tough, who's battling through life, and you don't even tell anybody about this. And you're going through that shit. You have autism and schizophrenia. You have a house. Sure, you almost had trouble with it, but you're battling. You're a fucking resilient battler. But I don't need to see, a guy on a wrestler with that shit going on telling me about it. I don't want to see that. Nobody does. Even people who have issues like autism and stuff like that. And I know that, maybe some people do. But if it's at the expense of everyone, then you've got problems. You've got to use it naturally. Use it naturally. Don't put it out there first or use it as a crutch like they do. Because real life people don't use it. You don't come in here telling me, here's my problems, everyone. You know what I mean? I know you just told us, but you never did before because this is the topic we're on. But you've never been in here before saying, this is my issue. This is my thing that I'm going through. No, you say all this stuff and you appear tough. And now that I find that out about you, now it's like, wow, that's a whole nother layer to this guy. But that's what they're trying to do with the wrestlers. By saying, oh, and by the way, did you know about his problem? It's like, no, I don't want to start feeling sympathy for the wrestler who made it, who's making money. I want him to be a superhero. I have those problems. I want him to be a super fucking hero.
Yeah, you don't want to relate. You want to want to be inspired by and be in awe of.
Yeah, and it just, and all the wrestlers being fans of wrestlers, and stop saying that. Oh my God, please stop. Josh Gould, thanks for subbing to the channel, man. Everybody who's new, we're live every night of the week with different shows, and then of course videos going up all the time, podcasts. And hit that red subscribe button and the bell down below, guys. Don't miss out on the wrestling talk here. Party. State of the WWE's up, by the way.
For the Axel who thought you were making easy dollar.
Eric Tapgun, thank you for the $2 Canadian. I mean, let's face it. I think maybe he thought I think I misunderstood him or something. I'm not mad at him. He had his opinion. I'm happy you gave it. You gave me good content. But I mean, dude, if we didn't have donations here, I couldn't be here anymore. There's no AdSense revenue really anymore here. You know, if I didn't have people that donated and we didn't have this, then I just really wouldn't be here. I'd be doing 2 different jobs somewhere else again, and maybe I'd make 1 video a week or something where I talked about something, but it would be Super
Chat Party.
Remember when Jim Ross told Paul Heyman to kiss his ass?
Oh, kiss my ass. Gerald Armstrong, was that the shot? I think that was when the table was broken too, right? They had no table. I forget exactly what that was, but I remember seeing a clip of it a year ago or something. Gerald Armstrong, thanks for the $9.99. It was, Paul Heyman. Was it during the invasion angle probably? Where like Steve Austin had gone heel and Jim was mad, so he was like, "Oh, kiss my ass." It was something like that. But yeah, that's acting.
So, yeah.
That's fucking acting. That's showing emotion. Those are announcers. There was nothing like that now at all whatsoever.
Party.
It feels like the exact same show each week. WTF.
Deadpools, thanks for the $2 Canadian. I agree with you. Every week it's the same bullshit. It's the same shit. Michael Ryan, I'll respond to you one last time. I like you, man. It's cool. I get what you're saying. Most of us would like to be successful. Yeah, no, dude, I wanted to be a successful YouTuber. In 2008, I wanted to be a successful YouTuber. I was a failure. 2009, I was a failure. 2010, I was a failure. 2011, I was a failure. Working job after job after job, double job after double job. Now I'm doing what I like finally. But it took fucking 10 years.
Super Chat Party.
But I agree with you, of course.
Tommy has mental health issues too. Lots of them.
Deadpools, thanks for the $2 Canadian. Well, yeah, I mean, Tommy's got some issues, but he's got
anger issues, rage issues.
He's got an outlet. Issues. Yeah, well, oh my God, don't. Oh, he was messaging me earlier today. He's like, man, I didn't actually do anything with Deb A. I don't actually like her and all these things. I'm like, why are you saying this to me? I don't care. It's a joke. So now I'm starting to think he did do something.
Yeah, because now it makes you wonder.
Yeah, because why would? Because everything that he freaks out about, like, I didn't do that, is something he definitely did.
Yeah, like with the balloons. And
so I didn't believe that. Now I believe it.
Yeah, his reverse psychology tactics fail.
Yes. Now Michael Ryan's donating to me. Now I feel bad. By the way, Michael.
Mom, drive me my hookup.
By the way, yeah, and like I said, Michael, I'm not even mad at you. I think you just, you gave me something to rant about. So thank you, Michael. I'm never mad at anybody. Really.
I was genuinely upset.
And by the way, thank you for teaching the future of America. By the way, you're teaching the kids, dude. Teachers, it's bullshit. What they do to you guys? My kids are all in school and deal with the teachers. These teachers get fucked. It's not fair. It's not even close to right what they do to these teachers in this country. It is so fucked up. Granted, there's some scummy teachers that just sit back and they don't want to do anything, and some teachers are people that failed at everything else and they just randomly fell into teaching. But that there's a lot of teachers who there was like a calling. It felt like a calling at some point, and those are the teachers that usually make a difference. And
the pay scale blows my mind.
Bullshit,
I can't fathom how. These are not just glorified babysitters. These people are responsible for molding and shaping your kids to be prepared for life. They're teaching them the things that either you can't, won't, or don't have time for.
And if they suck, fire them. If they're not doing the job, if they're not doing the right job, fire them. But for the teachers that are doing a great job, for them to get paid any less than $45K a year, I can't believe that. I can't believe any
Most of them
teacher,
do, and they have to buy their own supplies and
that's
their own things for
really,
class, and
that's retarded. I mean,
yeah, it's a nightmare.
I heard the parents actually complaining this year. I mean, because the parents, they basically we had to give like $20. We had to send the kid to school with one supply, and like $20 throughout the year. So all in all, we put in $30 to school supply. But all these other drives and things that they do at schools. So we end up probably putting in $100 by the end of the year. But
yeah.
But for a family that's like, say a family's really poor and stuff like that, but their kids in school, they're gonna have to shell out $20 for the year. That's not that bad, even for a family not doing so well. You save $5 a couple times, you contribute, but that's how bad it is. And these parents actually complain, like, why the hell do we have to give anything to, like, why isn't the school taking care of this? Why are we paying for this? And
because if not, the teacher's doing it.
Yeah, and I don't agree with any of the things, but I gladly give like. Fucking, I almost, what I mean, I know that like I'm not fucking rich. I mean, you guys are donating to me, you know what I mean? I'm not doing very well, but I wouldn't be opposed to like, hey, listen, all the parents at the beginning of the school year, like, hey, like let's all buy the supplies for these people because
for the kids to snack on.
Is that what the? I mean, we got to get back to wrestling, but Jake, is that why they think like the teacher should get like 34, 35, 40,000 a year or less? Is it because they're like, well, you get the whole summer off? Because really, they don't get the whole summer because they come back early and leave late.
Yeah,
they're really off for like 8 weeks.
But even then, they some of them get to collect, but most don't anymore. So at least not here.
I don't know.
They used to be able to collect unemployment for the 6-7 weeks that they were off, but not anymore. But you pay into that anyways. So it's just a matter of what they, basically
I think,
divvy up with taxes.
Well, people will be like, oh, you can, you can go ahead and get another job during that month, so you can make 35.
Yeah, that's what they consider. That's what a lot of people have to do. So.
Yeah, it's not the worst thing,
to
but
supplement their income.
It's not the worst thing, but dude, it's like Diablo or like a video game. It needs to be buffed. They need to teacher salary
absolutely.
needs to be buffed a little bit. Like it's about 5,000 or 10,000 too low at least.
Especially when you see other fields being paid astronomical amounts for next to nothing. So
yeah, I've lost my mind.
Especially when you're dealing with people's kids. That's what floors me. This is your little precious everything, your pride and joy. You can't go to the store and get another one. You can make one, but they'll never be the same as the one you have.
Yeah,
and you want them to be cared for properly and taught well. And
see, I can deal with schools mostly, but daycare I'll never do that. That's fuck that. Like, I'm terrified of daycare, like, and what these people do with these daycares. So that ain't happening. Like, school I can deal with. Daycare, nope. I can't do daycare.
That's what I'm saying. One bad day. Don't pitch.
Yeah.
I got everyone's fucking addresses, Mon.
How about Tyson Fury getting up in 12th R&D for mental issues? SMH at Raw. My eyes hurt.
Unhelp him and tell. What's up, bro? Yeah, Raw made your eyes hurt. Dude, Raw made my brain hurt. Raw made my fucking brain hurt. I went on a rant about Xavier Woods. If you didn't see my state of the WWE from a few hours ago, it's up now when we end this stream tonight. If you guys want, go check it out because it's I mean, dude, what the fuck is Xavier Woods saying? These guys are delusional. Again, crapping on the fans, thinking it like we're crazy. Well, yeah,
because we're not just blindly following whatever they put out.
I agree that everyone's a crybaby now. That's true. Bum. Make us not a crybaby.
Hey Joe and Jake, did you hear about this Tumblr shit?
No.
This Raw was boring. I literally played Let's Go Pikachu for the most of this show. SmackDown form what they are saying looks lit AF. Brian and Miz should be fun. Hashtag I boo the cunt. Hashtag Piker. Hashtag shitbum. Hashtag kills juice.
They had a great promo for SmackDown. It was very intense. Generated G53. I salute you for becoming a $5 shitbum and keeping my show on the air, guys. Thank you very much again. Yeah, I noticed.
Yeah, we also got the contract signing tomorrow too for the women's match. So.
Kind of interesting. They did a good job of promo here.
If Raw gave you AIDS, put your hands in the air. If Raw gave you AIDS, I'm not afraid to say. Raw gave me AIDS, fuck Raw. Raw gave me AIDS, fuck Raw.
I get what you're saying about the network. My wife is the one who watches this current shite. I wouldn't watch the network at all if it wasn't for the extensive old school library. You can claim I'm stuck in the past. The product just wasn't shit then.
Beef. Beef roller.
I'm a beef roller, motherfucker. What is up? You're not. Suck my damn ass. Suck my cock. You fuck, suck, buck, fuck Pat Buck. He's a bitch. He used to ride back in the back, bitch. Fuck that, you damn mental issue. Fuck. Ride back, yo. You suck on my goddamn nuts. You fuck. Eat shit. Ride back, you nut sack. Suck dick while you're licking my butt crack. Fuck. Ride back. Here it comes. Yeah. Shit, what up? What up? Yo, ride back. What the fuck you gonna do to me? Ride back, you suck dick. You bald motherfucking disease. Ride back, suck. Dumb fuck. can't wrestle like all shucks. Go off the damn rope and I hope you choke. Yo, I hope the rope goes around your throat. Ryback, shell shock, you cock, you dead. You dumbass fuck, you lock. Eat shit. Ryback, Ryan Reeves, getting a disease. He talked, I died. He wrestled, I cried. The shit I saw from Ryback tonight. If you wanna kill myself, go to the light, end all the night. I'm not in sight, I'm taking flight. Yo, Ryback's mom is a dyke. What you gonna do about that, Ryan Reeves? What you gonna do about that to me? Yo, nothing to hope, I see you at WrestleCon. Yo, I'll cut off your schlong. At WrestleCon. At WrestleCon, I'll cut off your schlong. I'll make sure you are gone. Take you around the corner, leave you on the streets of New York, you big fat piece of pork. Yeah, shell shock. Suck my cock. Shell shock. Shell shock. Suck my cock. Shell shock. Suck my cock. Shell shock. Suck. Suck my cock. Shell shock. Suck my cock. Yo, right back, you can suck me off. You dumb dick. You dumb prick. All the products you sell on Amazon, yo, that shit must be made of schlongs. Cut a dude's dick off and then you put it up for sale. Feed me more like feed me more, you're a podcast whore. Put a bull in your chest and the blood on the floor. Yo, Ryback, suck my dick some more. Ryback, Ryan Reeves. Pussy. Try to slander me. Fuck you, Ryback.
I'm sorry. That was fun. That was a lot of fun for me. It was really that was like cathartic. Oh my god! We thought of the same fucking word, Jake. We really got to get a new guy on here. I got to get a new co-host, bro. I got a new fucking co-host. Cathartic in stereo. What the fuck, Jake? You're fired. This is fucked, dude. Matt the Misfit's on the phone. What's up, Matt the Misfit?
I don't know what the fuck I just walked into, but Skype sucks.
Yeah,
it does. It
awful.
sure does.
It's all fucked up, and it's taking up so much fucking processes on this computer.
I gotta pee myself.
I can't even chat.
I can't even turn off the ringtones.
Yeah, it's infuriating. I don't know what they changed about it to make it more, intensive in terms of like graphical fidelity and power. But
a new one too. I didn't want to.
Yeah, I not only did I have to update, but it brought it up to the new one, and it has slowed down my computer drastically. I used to have to go ahead and, limit window use. Now I can barely have I go into the chat and it just will not let me type. I have to, type a little bit and then wait for it to catch up. It's terrible.
Yeah. Some of the things that I wanted to touch upon was you guys were talking about Aleister Black earlier. He also said, and the article never actually brought this up, is he doesn't like bringing up his personal life into wrestling.
Yeah, he's not a fan of it. That's the thing. That's the biggest shit kicker of them all. It's WWE that forces the storyline up. Same thing with his now wife, Zelina, with her being forced to bring up her father's, passing during the World Trade Center incident in 9/11. They do it just to get themselves that attention, those clicks, and it's disgusting. That was more my point. I don't want to speak for Joe, but
one of my favorite things about that interview, though, was they asked him about being compared to being the modern day Undertaker. He feels uncomfortable with it. He doesn't want to be called the modern day Undertaker.
Yeah, no, he doesn't.
Which is great. Why would you? He said,
why be compared to somebody else? Make your own.
He said it perfectly.
Your own lineage, your own life.
There's only one. You can't duplicate. He's too busy being the first Aleister Black.
Yeah, and that's a fantastic way and outlook, and that's how you should, want to go ahead and, be your own man.
He's saying it's flattering, but he just don't, I mean, pretty sure the first match he's going to have on the main roster at WrestleMania will probably be against The Undertaker, which I wouldn't have a problem with, but then Raw was fucking AIDS as usual.
Raw was awful. I don't know really you know, they knew that no one liked, like one of the harshest criticisms they received from last week was the open forum segment. No one enjoyed that.
Yeah.
You knew that there were plants in the audience
They
to
did
ask
it
questions, and they do it again.
I was like,
Fuck, that's like a drug addict coming back for fucking, you know, poisoned heroin. Be like, well, it made me overdose and almost die last time, but
I was
fuck
like,
it.
I was like, why don't you go to a real fan in the audience and they'll ask the serious question and be like, why does this show suck?
And you knew that they were plants too by the people that stood up to ask questions.
Yeah.
The way they asked the questions.
That last one, I'm like, they're gonna ask about the fucking women's tag team titles, and then there are people that still want it. I'm like, but they can't even handle their own tag team division. What difference would it make?
Yeah, they don't even have, you know, the actual men's tag division is in total disarray.
I got under my skin. Michael Cole had the balls because apparently NXT again does not exist on this earth. Michael Cole had said, this was straight out of his mouth, Drew McIntyre was pinned for the first time since returning to WWE.
Yeah.
Apparently Cien Almost never beat him for the NXT title.
Nope, never happened. I don't know what you're talking about. I don't know what you're smoking. You know,
the fuck
is marijuana legal where you are? Because you must be high.
And then I'm like, like the end of the show, I was like, oh, so you're gonna have a mystery partner. I'm like, you know, the more creative decision here would be to bring in Shayna Baszler.
Yeah.
They're in Texas. We're gonna bring out Ember Moon because you know, why not?
Why not?
This is how bad.
I mean, they
WWE
have these
is.
opportunities, and they don't. That's the thing too. Like, if you have somebody come up on Raw, they did it with Bayley at one point with Sasha. You know, Sasha had Bayley come up, she tagged with her, and then Bayley went back down to fucking NXT. They can have those scenarios. You know, you don't have to have the person transfer out and make a full come up. Yeah, exactly.
Well,
why not just have Baszler come out, be her tag partner for the night, and then go back to NXT, come up with the women's title?
If they'll
cross-brand pollination, essentially, promote each other and make it interesting. Surprise somebody. Do something that you're not expecting instead of, oh, it's Ember Moon, and guess what? It's going to be the same thing as the introduction. We're just going to drag it out.
Here's the thing, though. WWE doesn't even know if Nikki Cross is still in NXT. So,
no, they have no.
I don't think
clue.
they know. Yeah, where is she? Where is Nikki Cross?
Speaking of, I brought this up earlier. I'm like, when did Dean Ambrose join Sanity?
That's a huge demotion. And you know
it.
That's a downgrade. If he joins Sanity, he's taking a serious pay cut because right now they're cleaning Road Dogg's trailer on SmackDown.
That's a joke.
They're cleaning out somebody's shitbox.
I said
they're scooping out Natalia's kitty litter at this point. That's how fucked Sanity is.
I tweeted out
Natalia's kitty litter
as a joke. It said Ambrose has officially joined Sanity on the wrong show on SmackDown. Yeah. I think
Ambrose is in the Broadway version of Batman. He's gonna be Bane.
Yeah, I'm like apparently the Purge is now on Raw.
Yeah, people stink.
Yeah,
it was great.
Connor tweeted that out, a gif of that Bane. I fucking died.
I mean, he clearly was going for it. It was funny. I mean, obviously.
Oh yeah, he had the jacket was a dead giveaway.
Yeah, it's like
I was like, let's ask Naya Jax which is the more important match at TLC. Her match or the TLC match with the women? Probably everyone's going to say, yeah, TLC women's match.
Yeah, TLC match, yep. That was the most thing I got hyped for.
Too, is that there's a lot of speculation going around. It started with Brian Alvarez, but I actually heard it a few other places before him, not crediting him either, talking about how people are genuinely thinking that Asuka's going to win the belt so that both Becky and Charlotte can be involved in the Royal Rumble.
Exactly.
So I don't know if they'd go that way, but they certainly could. You know, they could have Asuka pin Charlotte so Becky doesn't lose the belt, or you know, I keep forgetting it's a TLC match. So they can have, Becky.
That's what I keep
Charlotte
forgetting too.
Incapacitate each other, and Asuka can go up and grab the belt. You know, and then she can say, "Well, Charlotte didn't have the. You know, she got thrown in. She didn't earn the opportunity." And she kept me from my belt yet again, and then she could win the Rumble.
You keep sticking your nose in my business, you bitch.
Asuka can win it, but wait, here's the question though: would they do a rematch at the pay-per-view, the next one?
Probably not, because they'd have to get her into the Rumble. So
I mean, because see, if they're actually probably going to do the triple threat at Mania with Ronda, Becky, and Charlotte, Asuka needs that. Asuka's going to have to keep that title on.
Yeah, she'll have to retain, but to get there, like I said, it's still, so Becky has to drop the belt, then she has to win the Rumble, then she has to challenge Ronda, and
I mean, I don't have
not
problems
that far-fetched, but it's just, there's a few steps still to get her back into contention to be the, main event at Mania.
Yeah,
so.
I don't have a problem with Asuka winning the title that way. She needs to get a reset right now.
This is a chance to reset her, and they can do it in a sense that it doesn't hinder Becky's push at all either.
And if you want,
they could do it in a way where Becky kills herself to eliminate Charlotte, and Asuka's able to capitalize on her crazy antics.
If Baszler is coming up, you can have Baszler and Asuka go at it, or hell, I'd love to see Asuka and Nikki Cross go at it again. Do something with that, and those other three can be busy, And I really do think Aleister Black is debuting in the Royal Rumble. I'm fairly positive about that now because I've heard a bunch of rumors that his main roster call-up is coming very soon.
It might be, man, but I'll tell you, Matt, you need to get... Matt's only reason for living is to talk about the NXT people that are going to come up. Like, this guy's coming up from NXT. Who cares?
Yeah, you were so
Oh
excited.
my God.
And I hate to throw it, the sanity thing, but that's the problem because I was genuinely excited for a lot of people that have come up and they just get destroyed.
Yeah, I'm not even excited really. But Matt's always looking for like this guy could be coming up. This guy, but like that's
at least he can still see the positive and he can enjoy it.
Well, but that's something.
I envy
at
him.
least that's something interesting to him. I don't know because there's nothing else interesting. So it's like, yeah, that's interesting.
Yeah.
But then they get here and then they die. I have to shout these guys out, guys. Patreon. If you want to support my show, but not only that, get the podcast with me and my wife, me and Leah. 3 episodes are up now. The latest one is up from just earlier. It's an hour long. Till Death Do Us podcast, episode 3. It's a good one. And, of course, Corrupted podcast from Saturday. We talked about over 2 hours on that one. There's just... You can download all the stuff on my Patreon on your phone, on your computer, in an MP3 or a podcast. So you guys can listen to it in the car without killing your data plan. But I got to shout out the $25 and above patrons that make the show go, and they get a associate producer credit because when you're funding the show like this, it gets going. We got Justin Mcneil, Gerald Armstrong, Freddie Mitch, BrokenLion, Mike Hartzler, Jim Kays, Frog Kid, BigBadAds, Sav King, V2ofDoom VITO, Coop the Comedian, The Bear, Cameron Sinclair, Tyler Lewis, Floyd, Nicky J, and SoCom Kastle. If I'm missing anybody, please let me know, but I don't think I am. But those are all $25 or above patrons on Patreon. Associate producers, JCS patrons, $25 and up. You don't have to do that. $2 a month gives you a bunch of stuff. $5 a month gives you almost everything. And then there's tiers after that you can jump on if you want to get hardcore with those associate producers. So thank you guys. I'll be shouting out all the new patrons tomorrow and maybe throughout the show tonight. We're going to take a few more phone calls in a second. But let me get back to these donations, see what you guys are saying about Raw. I think I said everything I could say about it, to be honest.
Yeah. Did you hear that Vince McMahon unloaded more stock on Friday?
No. He's gonna get the fuck out of here. He got
rid of over 300,000 shares, totaling $22,866,000.
He's like, this is going to fail soon. I'm going to be in the XFL.
Super chat.
Here's some real free money from the love.
Oh, thanks, man, from the heel. Michael Ryan giving me $2, man. Thank you, Michael. Even though I don't know what we got disagreed on something, but I don't know what it was exactly. David Sheckman, thank you for subbing to the channel. What's up, David?
I don't know how much stock McMahon has left.
Not much,
but it really shows how much. No, apparently he still has a load of stock left. It says here.
Probably
I'll find out the exact amount for tomorrow. But it says that the XFL endeavor looks like it's going to cost him more money than he originally anticipated because he got rid of how much to begin with? $500 million, something like that.
We thought it was 100. Then I think it was more.
Yeah.
So party.
Monday Night Football was social commentary tonight.
Really? Gerald Armstrong, I missed Monday Night Football tonight. There was all social commentary tonight? That's weird. It's kind of like everything now. It's like, dude, I just want to get away and watch sports. I want to watch a movie. I want to watch a show. Like, why does everything have to be some, oh my God, agenda? Dude, they're going to be rounding up people soon who don't believe the right things. Like, it's coming down to that. They keep
it
this
feels
up.
like it. And side note, again, Matt was right. Drew McIntyre suffers first loss since his WWE return this week on Raw. So they're not acknowledging NXT at all.
Raw
Michael Cole
was so
said it.
bad I just played 2K19. It's much better.
Yeah.
Yeah, make your own storylines. That's what's up.
Casey Rose, what's up, Casey? How you been? Thank you for that. I can't even play the game anymore.
Super chat.
Asuka deserves to win a belt. Best woman by far.
Michael Ryan, thanks, man.
I felt that way when she won the Rumble last year. You know, she still had the streak intact, and I felt like there was a lot of promise for her. And then her stock just plummeted. And I right now, it's kind of a soft reset, but I'm worried.
They
genuinely.
bombed her stock. They crashed her stock on purpose, it felt like.
Yeah, they sabotaged her, you know, and she's not been able to recover. So,
right. What else you got, Jake? Anything for you left before I move on?
No,
to
we mentioned early on, you know, the Revival says everyone will rejoice when they face the Young Bucks someday, and it just they're saying it's time. I wouldn't doubt them getting out. We heard slight rumors of contracts being Mickey Finned into the favor of WWE against wrestlers because they're kind of nervous about this AEW, you know, creation, and they don't want people getting scooped up to go elsewhere. They're still basically working against AJ Styles. They want him to commit for quite a while, and he's reluctant to do so. We'll see what happens there. And more plans in the works for the long-anticipated and teased women's tag team title debut. So now it seems like they held off, obviously, at Evolution. Next plan was to go ahead and do it Survivor Series. That obviously didn't happen. And it looks like now they're waiting until WrestleMania. So
yeah.
Makes sense.
Yeah, I guess I see what they're doing. Let me take some calls, I guess. Let's go to the calls. See what you guys think about Raw. Unknown callers on the phone.
Hello. This is the legendary Jerry Funk Jr.
Jerry Funk, man. What's up? How you doing?
Good. The only thing worse than Raw is Tommy NC, the angry gay.
The angry gay. How do you know Tommy's gay? And what's wrong with that?
Nothing. I love it. But he's just an angry gay.
He's an angry gay. I guess you're right.
Is he angry because he hasn't come out of the closet, or?
Yeah, like he needs to come out and just admit everything. He'll be happy with life then.
And the only thing worse than SmackDown is Leah's dry ass pussy.
No, man.
Love you, Joe.
I love you, man. I love you. Leah's dry ass pussy. No, I wish it was. It's not though. That's why we
3
have
kids later. You're wishing that it was.
That's why we have 3 kids. Because it's like a waterfall, baby. No, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Get rid of the slip and slide. Apparently, Rhino is retiring. So that's what they said with this latest update. Former tag team champion is fired on the show and retires. So.
Yeah, it looked like it was a goodbye for sure, and that was kind of nice for them to give him that
We weren't sure
spot.
you never know. Are they going to pull it where he just ends up on SmackDown or what? But
no, I think this is real. I think he's really going away. I think he is leaving. What a way to honor a legend, though. You know, just you're fired. Get the hell out. Well, no, I don't mind that. That's a time honored thing.
Yeah,
that's a Ric Flair. They did the Ric Flair.
I know, but it was just so
at what is it, Raw?
Non-triumphant. You know, it lacked any type of real merit for all the time he's put in.
Well, I mean, honestly,
built
dude,
it up more, made it the main event. If they're going to get rid of him,
they could have just said bye, and nobody would have they wouldn't have done anything.
Yeah, that's true too. At least they acknowledged it.
This was actually a big thing for him to get a moment towards the end of Raw where it was like his last moment there. So I actually thought that's pretty good, man. He could have been just whisked away, and that would have been it. I'm actually impressed that he got something. So,
I mean, he's had quite a lengthy career.
I mean, when Ric Flair lost to Mr. Perfect on Raw, it's like that was like, no, like he's fired, he's gone, Mr. Perfect has no, and they were freaking out. But that was Ric Flair, So at least on Raw tonight, he did get a send off. That's the way I'd want to go out, and or maybe at least putting somebody else over bigger or something. Beely, what's up?
Hey, what's up, Joe?
What is up, man? How you doing?
I am fucking tired after watching that shitty show tonight.
Oh yeah, man. It's stupid. And by the way, about Rhino, I mean, he could have done better. I mean, they fucked him over too. They mishandle everybody, but at least he got something.
Dude, that was kind of stupid to me though. Like, you just have a match between them, and you say that, oh, the loser of this match is fired or whatever. Like, nobody cares about these guys. Like, they get no reaction. It's just fucking stupid.
How do you feel about Dolph Ziggler being a face now?
And I really don't give a fuck with this fucking show.
Yeah.
I mean,
you know what? I was actually pissed off when he beat Drew McIntyre, though.
I was frustrated as well.
You were building this guy up, and then you have him lose to Dolph Ziggler. Like,
and
oh
especially
my
with
God,
Ziggler
dude.
turning face. And to anybody that is, on the fence thinking it's not definite, after Raw went off the air tonight, Elias was taking on Baron Corbin, and the acting GM turned it with an abuse of power to a 3-on-1 match, adding Lashley and McIntyre on his side. However, Finn Balor and Dolph Ziggler, who turned babyface on Raw earlier in the night, came out, and the match was turned into a 3-on-3, with the faces winning to send the crowd home happy. So Dolph Ziggler is definitely a face. No ifs, ands, or buts about it.
Yeah.
I do agree, though, Beely. It is very frustrating that, McIntyre lost tonight. I was baffled that they, came to that decision at all.
Yeah, it was strange.
This shit is so bad, dude. Oh, my God. I still can't believe I'm watching this shit. I mean, I missed the first hour of the show, but I watched the rest of the 2 hours. Oh, my God. It was the worst 2 hours of my fucking life, dude.
Oh man, it was the first
you know
hour
what?
for me was bad.
Forget Monday Night Raw. Did y'all see the new Captain Marvel trailer?
Yes, it
Not
was.
yet.
I really loved it, man. It's intense. It's a great trailer.
Looks good, yeah.
I
didn't
like
care
it.
for the original trailer that they released, so I'm curious to see if this one makes me more excited.
By the way, just to everybody out there who's a wrestling reviewer or any of the people like that, don't get a big head, because all the fans and listeners and even ourselves, when people start thinking like, wow, you can book so much better than this and stuff, it's like, yeah, anybody can. Like, this is not like me booking this show better. That's not anything impressive. This is garbage. I don't think I could have booked better than some of the stuff back in the day that was good. So no way I could have. So this is a layup. So people like Mustang Man or me or anybody else, yeah, anybody can book it. Dude, Matt the Misfit, who doesn't even really have a YouTube show anymore or whatever. I don't know what Matt does. Like most of you guys in the chat, like Brian Austin, we don't hear a lot from Brian Austin, even though he's an old school guy here. But I bet you Brian Austin could everybody could put together a better show than this. So me pounding my chest saying I'm so much better, like some of these other wrestling YouTubers and reviewers and stuff, it's not a big deal. Anybody could do it. This show sucks. So that's about all.
You know what, Joe?
Yeah.
You know what?
Yeah.
This show tonight, this showed you that WWE does not give a fuck about the fans. They don't give a fuck about what we think. They don't fucking care. They just don't give a shit.
I mean, the only thing I'll say is I thought they tried something, man. I thought they tried something different with Naya Jax. I thought they let Ambrose wing it, some of it. And I felt like the attack by Drew was great on Finn. And I thought the little attacks by Finn were kind of cool. And, so that's the positive I'll give you. I gave it a 4 out of 10 today, only because of those little positives I saw in the show. But yeah, the first hour and most of the show, half the show, was a waste of time. And it actually put me to sleep for 25 minutes. So that's not good.
Yeah, dude. It's just a terrible time to be a WWE fan. Like, you can't blame people that don't watch anymore. You just can't blame them. Because the product is so bad. WWE don't listen to their fans. We try to tell WWE what we want, and they don't give it to us. And when WWE gives us what we want, they do it at the wrong time.
Or it's slightly warped, or it's slightly wrong. It's like being like, Mom, I really want this new Call of Duty game for Christmas. Please, Mom, I want this Call of Duty game for Christmas. And then like your mom
You know how much I love war games. I love war games. I got to get this new Call of Duty.
And so your mom doesn't get it for you, right? And then like 2 weeks later, she goes, I'm sorry, I really should have gotten you that, but I couldn't. So, but here you go. I know you love the war games. Here's Battlefield. And you're like, oh, awesome, cool, but it's not quite right. Oh, you're never happy,
All my friends
son.
are playing Call of Duty, and I don't want to play by myself, but thanks.
You're never happy, son. You're never happy. And it's like, okay, yeah, you tried to give me the war game, but I really wanted that one, but you didn't give it to me. But now you're giving me the second better one. Or I really want a red cup. I love cups. I need something to drink out of. I really need a red cup. Oh, you didn't give it to me. Oh, okay, well, actually, now we're going to give it to you. Here you go. That's a blue cup. But it's a cup. And it's like, I don't like that as much, though. And it's like, that's what it feels like every time with WWE. They're a step behind, and they're always off. Beely, I love you, bro. Have a good night, dude. Good call. MK's on the phone. Yo, what's up, MK?
Yo, what's up? Thank you for taking my call, and thank you for reading my comment. I really don't talk much about my life, but that had to be said when it came to some of the autism talk with Aleister Black that was on earlier.
Wait, that's what he has?
Obviously,
he has autism? I thought it was something else.
No, it was the mental issues. The mental issues.
Okay, all right, okay. I thought...
Because autism and schizophrenia is mental problems that I have had a lot to deal with.
Yeah.
And it's no joke. No joke.
I know a lot of,
Anyway.
more than half of me and Leah's friends with kids have a kid with autism, and plus my mother having schizophrenia. I know, I get what you're saying.
Oh yeah. By the way,
not my real mother.
Even though I didn't get a chance to watch Raw tonight because I had to work, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
Believe it or not, work was probably better. Work was probably better. I'm not kidding.
Oh yeah. I had to deal with a bunch of drivers that were getting on my fucking nerves tonight.
Oh man.
Anyway,
that's when the schizophrenia comes up.
From what I'm getting from everybody in the chat and you guys, obviously it was better than last week, but we all know they're going to lose a lot of viewership going into the ratings war.
Oh, I bet you tonight's one of the
supposed ratings war.
I bet you tonight's top 3 worst rating of the year. I guarantee when these ratings come out Wednesday, everybody look for the ratings. Wednesday, I'm saying it right now, tonight's rating, I bet, was like the 3rd worst of the year.
Yeah, because you figure I thought last week was going to be the worst, but it was close. I think this week is going to be
Survivor Series.
worse than last week.
They have no cushion this week.
Just because with how bad everyone hated last week, and there was no reason to tune in this week. They didn't have any continuation. They didn't have anything to look forward to. It was just more of the same. And then Raw started off very anticlimactic, nothing big deal, no reason to stay tuned. They even there was no announcement the main event's going to be that. There was nothing for you to stay tuned to see. Oh, what? You were going to see the celebration for Drew McIntyre? No one's going to stick around for that.
What Bayley and Sasha Banks need to do, they need to put on their fucking big girl panties, go to Vince and say, I don't want no fucking tag team titles in the women's division. I want to fucking wrestle. Move me to SmackDown. Put me back in NXT. I don't fucking care. Give me what I fucking want or I'll fucking walk.
Right. That's not bad. I like that. That would probably... And Vince would be like, damn, I need this. I like this. It's so bad that people are talking about fucking silk stockings and La Femme Nikita in the chat right now, for Christ's sake.
Talking stockings.
my favorite was Star Trek Enterprise, though, because I was a big Star Trek guy. So when they were together, I was watching WWE and Star Trek Enterprise was going on. And the Big Show was on an episode of Enterprise, too. Fucking, oh, man. I was geeked out back then. That was 2002, 2003, something like that. That was good shit.
Now, outside of wrestling talk, anybody hear about the news about Mortal Kombat 11 coming out possibly next year?
No, that sounds awesome. But no, I didn't hear what's the...
I haven't heard of that.
I can't wait, I guess. I love Mortal Kombat.
I've heard that it might have the narrative of God of War for the gameplay narrative and the gameplay mechanics of fucking Shaolin monks.
What the
hell? And I played Shaolin monks. It was fucking awesome.
Wow, that's different. They need to do something different. Really cool. They need to shake something up on Mortal Kombat.
Have the traditional arcade fighter. So
yeah,
it needs to go like Monday Night Raw. Do something fucking different.
Yeah, NetherRealm's been able to changed up the game quite a few times though with
Oh,
their
yeah.
Mortal Kombat series. It's been good consistently.
MK, bro, yo, have a good night, man. I'm gonna move on because I'm up against the time here. But you have a good night.
All right, peace out, man.
All right, man. Love you,
Peace
dude.
out.
Good shit. Good call. I got time for. We are running way late, but that's okay because I'm loving this, man. It's a fuck it. It's a party.
Damn straight.
704 is on the phone. What's up?
What's up, guys?
What's up, baby?
No, what I feel like they've been trying to copy what I feel like PN's been doing like the last 10 or 15 years, where they like these feel-good stories on there, where they have these packages like feeling sorry for athletes and sick stuff. That's what they were trying to, I think, put on there about Aleister Black.
Yeah, and it's like it's nice. I get it, but it's like stop doing this with everybody. Why do they do this?
They're trying to copy, I feel like, ESPN's.
Yeah.
They think they're real or something other.
Yeah, they don't. It's like, what are you doing? They're just. It's not working. All this stuff doesn't work. It doesn't. It's a nitpicky thing. I mean, what I'm doing is nitpicking a little bit, but it's like it's all adding up into people not believing this shit and not wanting to be involved in this. So they got to stop.
Yeah, they're just trying to be, like I said, like every other, what they feel like is a bigger company than they were, or they're trying to be like, they said Stephanie had come out recently and said that they feel like they'll be as Disney down the line.
Yeah, that's it. That's what it is. It's almost like they're trying to move into Disney and, Stephanie McMahon, we're going to be bigger than Disney and all these things. Get the fuck out of here. Get out of here, bigger than Disney. Give me a break. You can't even be bigger than you used to be 7 years ago.
Yeah, you're struggling to beat out WCW, at the year 2000.
I mean, the only thing that I could see WWE doing coming up is deciding to like get rid of wrestling mostly and make their network a TV network and changing it from
God, and doing like all like the swerved and shit like that.
Instead,
and
no
WWE.
No, not even that. I mean like movies, like all the WWE movies, all the things, and WWE would change their name. They'd still have the big W, but they would change their name. They wouldn't be World Wrestling Entertainment anymore. They would be World Entertainment. WWE becomes Worldwide Entertainment or World Entertainment or World of Entertainment or something, and the WWE Network still has all the wrestling on it, so it still has the WWE Wrestling Channel, but now it's got all the movies they produce, and now they're going to start producing TV series, and now they're going to start producing cartoon things, and then they are going to try to become like Disney, and that's the mental mindset I almost see them in, because that's how they're treating this current product. And that would be an absolute nightmare. I don't think they'll succeed. They're too late. There's too many streaming services. Unfortunately, WWE always likes to be bigger than everything. But unfortunately for WWE, you are a niche. You're a niche product. A niche. You're a niche product. You're fucking wrestling. You do that, and that's what you do. And if you do that the best and you dominate at that, then you can slightly expand and get some rub off some of this other stuff. But if your fucking thing you do, wrestling, shrinks down to almost nothing, all these other side things you do are going to be even more shrunken because you won't have the backing of the wrestling fans. Just like I use the wrestling content to tell you guys about the stuff I do that's not wrestling, like the Corrupted podcast and me and Leah's podcast, me and Jesse, Thursday Night Throwdown, and all the other things that I do. I use a lot of my wrestling audience to buffer over to that. If I stop doing wrestling, that other stuff is going to drop significantly, even though that stuff does grow and people do love it, just like WWE. But for some reason, they think they can just kind of walk all over the wrestling part, and we're just going to be Disney someday. And I know Stephanie can't really believe that, but what a retarded thing to say.
Mike Mizanin, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar in the Marine 17, Thin Blue Line. Back to basics they go with the buddy cop drama of the century. Yeah, they can have their whole network, all the spin-offs, and
oh god,
don't even give them that idea. Then they'll do it. They'll get rid of the wrestling and be the Netflix of wrestling stars. Becky
Disney
would have a cooking show.
Disney's pulling all their shit because they're about to launch their streaming service. So get ready. So now it's
that's
like
why they canceled Daredevil.
So now you got fucking Disney, Netflix, WWE Network, Hulu, Joe Cronin. You sub to me on Patreon, I'm part of your fucking bill too. So you really need to get rid of cable at this point. Like you really need to get rid of everything. and get the cheap cable or get the high-speed cable. Hopefully it's decent. Ricardo Contreras, thank you for subscribing, man. Get the $60 cheap plan, right? And then you can get, what, Hulu, Netflix, Disney, CBS Access, YouTube TV maybe. That's 5. And that equals what your cable bill was now. So that equals
YouTube is basically getting rid of YouTube Red as well, from what I've heard.
YouTube Red? Oh, my God, please, no.
That's what I said, because they're adding now the ability to... They didn't mention what they're doing with the ad removal, but they're changing the service because they're getting rid of the ad-free portion of... it's being replaced by ads, and the shows that are currently locked behind YouTube Red are going public for everyone. They're just going to add ads to it.
Wow, no, my God, because I have enjoyed having YouTube
Red.
Red.
I've had it for years since it was in alpha testing.
Because there's no more ads.
I can't live without it.
No ads anymore. Now I'm going to have ads again. Well, but here's the thing.
I don't care about the premium content, any of it. The background play and the no ads is key.
I love YouTube TV because I can always watch whatever on my phone wherever I am because I need to do that for so many different things. And WWE, if the kids are watching something and whatever else, I can go on the phone. So I lowered my cable bill by $40. And YouTube TV is I think it was $20.
Yeah.
So, and then if you add Hulu and Netflix and WWE, that equals my former cable bill. But I could still drop the cable bill even more. I could drop the cable down to nothing, keep the internet, that's $80. So instead of $150 for everything, it's still $150, but I get all those things and I got rid of cable.
Yeah.
So except for the 10 regular channels or whatever. Plus you can get an antenna for free still and watch the first.
Still get some stuff.
So if you want to make sure you have your local channels on your TV for whatever emergencies, you got it. And if you get a battery in the antenna, then if the power goes out, you can still watch. Well, no, you can't because your TV won't work. But
hook it up to a generator.
Get a generator. Get that fucking generator. Let's play the last of these and then come up with final thoughts and. And we'll get ready for goddamn SmackDown tomorrow.
Pour me a beer. You've got a new subscriber.
That is Jesse Isaac or Jessica Isaac? Jesse C. Isaac? Thanks for subbing to the channel either way. I fucked it up. Javier.
Just found out Elimination Chamber is in Houston, so I got my tickets. God, I hope it's good. Pretty good seats for $300. What would you guys want to see in the women's chamber? I could care less about the men's chamber match. Hashtag Becky is the man.
I don't know. I just want to see a good match. I want to see. I'd love to see the women outdo the men, I guess, because the men have been sucking. Javier, thanks for the $4, man, and you made the right decision. Much rather go to Elimination Chamber than, go to Raw. My God, anybody that says should I go to Raw? No. Why the fuck would you go to Raw? Don't. Go to the pay-per-views. Those are all right. Then go to NXT. Even go to the local NXT house shows. They're awesome. But Raw, you might as well just piss money out the window.
So do we hope Junior and Jericho succeed?
Yeah, I hope they do something, man. Anything. I'll take anything.
I hope so.
Pimentel, man. Thank you, bro.
I'd like to see it because, competition is desperately needed. As we always say, breeds creativity, and WWE needs that, shot of adrenaline.
Ricardo.
I mean, look at what WWE does tonight. They have everything in the intro to make Naya and Tamina look like this devastating, unstoppable force. Right? Then they have the backstage segment. They bring up the face breaker thing again. They have Naya, try this new form of promo. So they want her to look just truly devastating, like a real, serious threat to the title. And then we get into the main event, which is Rousey and Ember Moon against Naya and Tamina. And then, Moon basically goes, she gets into it, and we see Ember Moon get isolated by both of them. And then Rousey is able to get the hot tag in. She wants to face Naya, and Naya tags out and starts acting like skittish and fearful.
She wants to face? What's a face her, Jake?
She wants to face her.
Was that a bit of an accent I heard there?
a bit of a slur, but
I think I could lick you.
It's the Charlotte in me.
You know something? I could lick your anus, Jake. I could taste it up. I could lick it like a lollipop if you want. I could lick your penis like a wand in the sun. Sorry, I don't know. What the fuck happened just now? Yeah, it kind of did sound like that, yeah.
But why make her look like a skittish, chicken shit heel?
Whoa. What the fuck did you... Oh, okay. I thought you said... It's like, what the hell are you saying?
Yeah, there's no reason to make her look fearful at all when you've built her up this entire time to have the main event show her being weak.
Yeah.
Why make her back away from the challenge that is Ronda Rousey? Shouldn't she have tried to tool her there? Or even if you wanted to be like, oh, I don't want to face you yet, just to walk away, like do the heel where, you're not worth my time. That's fine too. But she looked genuinely fearful, like, oh, I don't want to get into this with you. So she sent Tamina to get the beat down, who ended up tapping out because of it. How does that make any sense? You spent 3 hours building her up to tear her down at the very end.
Yeah.
Why?
I don't quite get that either.
That's the.
None of the logic is ever there, I feel like, anymore. Ricardo Contreras, thank you for subscribing to the channel, man. And who else we got? Everybody in the chat, man. Listen, we love you. Thank you for listening. And leave a like. If you guys like what we did tonight, leave a like. Leave a comment after the video goes up. If there's something I missed, I probably did miss some things tonight because I really could have just jumped around and shit. And there'll be stuff coming up tomorrow. But yeah, it's Plot Hole City in WWE. Details in W said that. Plot Hole City in WWE. It's like, and listen, it's wrestling, so plot holes can happen, whatever, because it's like, it's wrestling, whatever. But when it's atrocious over and over again, it really just ruins the believability, and it's really fucking piss poor, unfortunately. So that sucks. Anyway, love you guys. Everybody that was listening tonight, thank you. I had a long day. Jake had a really long day and is all fucked up. Are you going to be okay, bro? Like, what the fuck today? Oh, that shit.
I'll be all right. We'll see what happens. It's just another day.
I don't know, man. That was some scary shit.
Yeah. Well, we'll see what happens tomorrow.
All right, guys.
It's never ending.
If you want to show some support and get a bunch of cool extra stuff, join me in the army over on Patreon. It's the new month, so now if you become a patron, you won't be charged again until the next beginning of the month. So you can cancel anytime. You will probably like Patreon, especially if you like when I talk about non-wrestling shit. Tons of it over there. Don't miss it. Come jump on. I know it's the holiday time and shit like that. I tell a lot of people, sign up for at least the $5 if you like that. But if not, whatever. It's all good. It's still there. There's free stuff over there too. Free shows there too. Patreon.com/Joe Cronin Show. Get all the podcasts, everything. Download it. Plus you support the show. And we could definitely use the support, but you're going to definitely love it. So it's something you're missing out on if you're not a patron. And check out all the tiers. 330 patrons right now, and the JCS Army is strong on Patreon, and I message everybody over there, so if you send me a DM, I will respond to you. Everyone DMs me on Patreon all the time. I usually respond to everything. If I miss something, it's random. I don't think I've ever really missed anything over there, so I will respond to you on Patreon. Patreon.com/Joe Cronin Show. All right, we are out of here. What has WWE become? What has WWE become? What has Monday night become? Where they go wrong? I turn on my TV every Monday night, pinching myself, something can't be right. See the same story every fucking week. I wanna fucking cut up my goddamn kidneys. This show sucks. I wanna kill myself. This show sucks. This show sucks. This show sucks. Vince McMahon
his fucking mind. He's like in 1970, left us behind. Naya Jax really sucks, goddamn dick. Man, that bitch sure is thick. I heard she fucking smells bad. I'm not trying to be mean, but I heard she smells bad. I heard she smells really, really fucking bad. Naya Jax gets rewarded for hurting someone. That's how you get heat now. An uncontrollable battle cow. Battle cow. Battle cow. Battle cow. Raw was so goddamn bad. God was watching from up above. And he decided to take Roman out of this. He said, this sucks dick. Get him the fuck off the TV. That's fucked up. Raw sucks so much, God hates it. Raw sucks so much, God hates it. I wanna go back in time to when I was 9 and Monday Night Raw was doing fine. But now I watch 3 hours every Monday night. I wanna kill myself, kill myself. Social justice, PG fucking blows. And fuck Justin Bailey's wife.
JCS Mcneil, monetize this. Out of nowhere, throw down.
It's JCS, and everybody know we the best, and everybody loves Joe Cronin. That's why we all love the tune, and everybody loves out of nowhere. Monetize this bitch is in the air. Run SmackDown reviews, so don't you fear. So tune in every night right here. Yeah, yeah. You know it's Cronin, tell them that we own it. On almost every night, bitch, we got the potion. Laying back in my whip, puffing straight coasting. Turn on the app, it's live, Joe Cronin. Raw reviews, don't forget SmackDown too. He's on Twitch, on Twitter, and YouTube. So if you want a dose, homie, of the real shit, tune in right now for
about
some heels.
Joe Cronin, like I could care less. About Joe Cronin, like I could care less. I'm not really a fan of Joe Cronin, but definitely not a fan.
He thinks he's Howard Stern, and he's got a cool way of talking in the microphone, and he's a very shock jock or whatever. But I have to explain, he looks like one of those guys from Long Island that wants to be a white rapper.
That guy is retarded, and yeah, I could care less about him, dude.
This is the Epic Voice Guy. You're listening to The Joe Cronin Show.
Yo, Daniel Mrs. X. Daniel Mrs. X is a new patron. Yeah, dropping that shit. Daniel Mrs. X. Good night. Good night. Good night. Fuck you, Cornet.